70 vills. He's so far at an eco. Put some vills on the attack dance, and this will be even better. He's not switching. He's on XP. The cab is going down. It's getting melted by the buildings here. The longbows are still standing and doing damage.
Does he have enough steam though? I think
There's not enough
running out though. Yeah. Eaton Bowman, 1.5 fire rate once again, coming up, Truck being king here, and just even though
drag boxing the Naginatas forward, the Coyotes are trying to move, and the Atoan, he drag boxed the wrong direction, and now the Atoans are getting snared by
oh my
goodness.
are shredding this right now, and it doesn't look like he's got his
11s.
I don't see any of the pikes. Where's the pikes on this fight? The Nagis are just cleaning this entire map up. Coyotes are falling. You got the Ashes getting buffed by the Dino. They've got Ashy attacking. They're absolutely shredding everything here. Yumi don't even need to micro this at this point.
He's going to have to sack off his thrust. Yes, he has to come in melee here.
Yes.
I don't think he can continue keep microing. Well, he's going to try, wait for reinforcements and try to make it to his blockhouses. The question is, how much damage will he going to be taking? This is nice micro from Ungers, but you know, the Atontons just have to attack move here. And 1.5 fire rate, they do have staff animation. And the Tontons are absolutely insane. But he has drawn him into the double blockhouse. Now fighting under the double blockhouse. The question is it going to be
Skits are a little
enough?
behind here. The Cossacks are now getting snared by the Pumas and the Coyotes. The Explorer is now in with the triple XP tech. Some warriors are mixing. The Atoans doing absolutely insane amount of damage. He's on plus 36%. Look at him on the attack. That's a plus 36%. And he's just
Coyotes on the Strelets.
Blockhouses are actually doing decent damage here. The Coyotes are kind of going down. The Spears are now trying to move in towards the front, and it's actually a decent fight, I think, for Tabin.
Pretty good fight for Tabin, but you know, there's not very many Cossacks. He's letting a lot of these Coyotes and Pumas kind of shred his Strelets a bit. Finally getting his Cossacks where they want to be on the slingers, and gonna be cleaning up.
Here, the ESOCs are out of position. The Carolinians as well, and the ESOCs are gonna go up top. Oh, the tree carrying here. The tree is for Sweden, and there you go. We can see some damage here. Yeah, the ESOCs are dead. That's quite a lot of mass. The ESOCs coming back from fair rate. Nah, va GG. Optimus, his mass is getting completely clean with the ESOCs. That's gonna be a big snare right there, and there is no way those Carolinians are gonna come out alive.
Maybe should be able to swing this water fight. Yeah, it's so the micro here is so intense. Get in, get back in. Will the Yumi have the chance to snipe him? Look at the ship is at 62 HP.
Oh! Frontline, what a god!
Oh no! Oh my gosh, the micro was insane, and that's GG. Wow, those galleys have such low HP.
Welcome back, viewers. This is another round of 64 match. Lopsided Fluff versus LookTom, and the ESOC Spring Championship is on the rails. I've been casting today already a fucking banger of a series. 3-4 in the favor of Taco versus Eliuk, and my god. Can we surpass the hype of this series? Baron, what do you think?
Yeah, that was an absolutely wild series. I remember watching it. It was 3-0 at first in favor of Eliuk, and yeah, he was just able to bring it back. I mean, there was using some crazy strategies with the auto FI, and at the end, he really just got the Game 7 series winner there. Really great job casting that earlier series today, and let's see if we can get a great series again with Loppy and LookTom. And it looks like we're starting on the map Darfur with a Spain mirror. Spain is, I believe, one of Loppy's favorite civilizations. Obviously, he's known for playing the war chief civilizations with Aztec and Lakota specifically. But Spain, I've lobbied with Loppy a lot in the past couple of weeks, and Spain is again one of his strong civs. So let's see. What do you think, Manakiko?
Yeah, I think the deciding factor of this game might be the decks, because, you know, with Spain, you have a lot of options. You know, you can You can go for typical skirm goon. You can go for the Rodoleros. You can go for the Hussar. Spain it's like a civilization. It can do anything. You have a lot of tempo. You get a lot of shipments. So really, the decks are gonna be the deciding factor in this game. And also on Darfur, I like the native play on this map, man. You have a lot of options. You can go for the Berbers. You can go for the Sufi if they are there. Yeah, these African maps, man. Since they came into the map pool, it really spiced up Age of Empires 3 content. And yeah, I'm just excited to see what the strategy is. What is their mentality into this game? Do you have predictions? Do you know these players good?
I personally have no idea. I think that this kind of Spain mirror especially generally tends to favor the player going greedy. So we might see this kind of H3 Spanish gold 1k wood kind of gameplay, or we might see some very aggressive gameplay from one of these players. I think generally Spain has the military shipments and they have the tempo to kind of hold in H3, even while going a bit greedier. And it's all down to micro at the end of the day. So I'm very excited to see. And it looks like we're about to head into our first game. They've loaded up the lobby, and we'll see you in Darfur.
And look at this, LookTom really representing his Brazilian brothers, taking the green color. I like it, man. We need some personality in this game. And LookTom is starting in the northwest side of the map. Loppy started on the southeastern side of the map. It looks like we have the Sufi and the other African Civ, the Sudanese. So these Sudanese, man, they have the beautiful decks from the two trade post wagons. I'm hyped. I'm always hyped to see natives and if they are being used or not. So I'm hopeful that we will see some natives this game. Unfortunately, no Berbers this game. But yeah, let's see what the players will do. And it seems like both of the players are starting with a trade post. LookTom going for the aggressive play. He's taking the trade post in the middle. He wants that pressure right away. He's saying, this is my part of the map. You don't belong here, Loppy. And yeah, and he even gets it up faster, man. That's insane.
Yeah, I think Spain, if you go kind of very greedy, there is a build order that goes kind of popularized, I believe, by Julian in his guide recently. That's builds a second TP in transition, so you'll have both TPs, and then in H3 you often go with the Spanish gold and 1k wood as your first two H3 shipments, which is a kind of very greedy play. And if you're trying to go for that, going for this aggressive middle TP is often a good way to start, because that buys you time and allows you to get that second safe TP in the back later on.
Yeah, and you're already taking like basically a neutral part of the map under your control. You really give a statement with that start. We do see a FF deck, Infinite Falconet in this deck. I believe this is LookTom's deck. And yeah, really a H3 focused deck. We see 8 rods, 9 rods. We see heavy fortifications even in H4. Interesting. But as you talked about it before, a lot of unit shipments. He's ready to bring the pain to Loppy. Loppy has the Unction card in his deck, so that might be something. I mean, if you have a mirror matchup and you have the missionaries behind your units, they will deal more damage than than your opponent's units.
Yeah, that's true. I think that one Falconet in LookTom's deck is definitely not standard. It does seem like he's really trying to go for that FF or FI play with so many shipments in H4 and H3. What I am a bit surprised to see is I don't recall seeing House of Trastamara in LookTom's deck. That is or I guess maybe it's there? Yeah, it's missing there. So generally, I think Spain really, really benefits from going extended H3, getting all those powerful power spike military shipments out, and then sending this House of Trust America card that lets you get to H4 more quickly and more cheaply. As you mentioned, right, we do have 2 natives here. As a prediction, I doubt either player will be going for the natives. But are there any techs you think that they might benefit from either the Sufi Mosque or from the Sudanese?
I mean, in a prolonged game, the Sufis, they have that goat shipment, which gives you an insane amount of goats, and they're all fattened. So that's a pretty fat food shipment. I mean, if you use it. But I'm not really a big fan of their units, honestly. I miss the days when they had those elephants. They now are moved to the Bhaktis. On the other side, the Sudanese, if you choose them, they have those insane Sudanese cavalry boys. That 400 gold cavalry is basically the African Mameluke, the Sennar horsemen, indeed. And yeah, but you do need to activate them with one of the techs. And also that trading post, or that's a Red Sea Wagon tech, that's also pretty good. And besides that, even they have the quilted armor, I believe it's called, which gives armor to your cavalry. So very nice techs they have at the Sudanese. I would predict if they use any natives, they will use the Sudanese in this game. But so far, as you predicted, LookTom is now building his 2nd trade post in transition. So he is in a trade post advantage right now.
Yeah, and we see both players aging up with the Governor age up, which gives you that tower and 200 coin. For those of you who maybe play Spain, this might seem like very obvious because the 200 coin very quickly allows you to send 700 coin and only gather 100 coin in transition to quickly get you into H3. And I believe they've also shipped capitalism, so in that case you wouldn't even need to have the to mine any coin in transition because the capitalism will gather that extra 100 coin. And we see these 2 towers right next to each other, about as close as you can get. So maybe we'll see some very aggressive early H3 to take control of the center of the map.
Damn, this looks like a Lord of the Rings movie, man. The 2 towers are there. I don't see a fucking Saruman here, but I feel like LookTom, even though his score is a little bit behind, I feel like he still has an advantage because of his 2 trade posts. He is shipping the villager shipment, so I don't think he shipped his gold already. So yeah, he's now collecting his gold. He is trying to macro for an age up. What do you think they will age up to H3 with? Will it be a unit age up or like a fast age up in this case?
I think with 2 TPs, there is no reason to not go for the fast age up. You have this 1 shipment stacked by the time you age up, and that H3 shipment coming in 20 seconds earlier is just a huge difference. So let's see. Probably the XL print. Oh, it's this. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
This is Spain. No. I'm sorry. Spain is obviously going to be going for the Hussars or the 8 bows, I think, most often. So in this case, he's going on for the Hussars with.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Spain doesn't have the fast. They have the Caravel also. Huh? It's been such a long time since I've played Spain.
Yeah.
Imagine if they had a fast age up. That would be sick.
Yes. Stereotype calling me out immediately, and yeah, totally. 8 pikes is good here as well, which I believe Loppy is aging up with.
Is that because he predicted that LookTom that LookTom was gonna go for the calf? Do you think, or he's just getting the pikes for sieging the tower?
Yeah, I think having that early siege and powerful siege is probably pretty good when you have this kind of FB war that's starting to cook up. So Loppy here has dropped his first racks, made his first batch of Rodaleros, and it's definitely looking like he aims to put some pressure on LookTom's forward base. On the other hand, LookTom, let's see where his first military building is. I mean, he's probably picked up his 700 wood, and does he have a military building? Also a racks, a little bit further behind. He's called an early Minuteman to try to hold these 8 pikes that are going for the tower. Loppy with a good micro, I saw he just put one of those pikes on that defend mode or cover mode so that it gets the 50% range resist. And now he's gonna back up. He sees the Minutemen, and I think that's the right choice. Keep those pikes alive. You've done some damage to the tower. It's almost down. And
Yeah, you
there's 2
can
shipments
see-
from LookTom here.
He burned the roof of the tower already. The structure is disintegrating. I like that he put one of those pikes into cover mode, man. That's a very good spot of you. I really like that play. I have to integrate that into my own game. And look at this. It is time for the doggies. Los Perros Españoles, Sonaki, and LookTom made some dogs. I don't think they will be effective. He is letting them being butchered. But I'm happy to see the dogs, man. Give me some dogs in chat if you also are an animal lover. But the tower is going down, unfortunately, for LookTom. So Loppy taking control of the middle of the map. He is now moving into that middle of the map TP, and yeah, it seems like he doesn't get a reward for taking the aggressive TP. LookTom is on the back foot a little bit.
Yeah, as I said, this TP right now is buying him a little bit of time because you gotta really siege that TP. Spain benefits so much from the extra XP. Oh, and the Falcons unpack. Are they gonna get a huge shot off? They get one shot. Loppy decides to commit his infantry mass, and he's just diving the Falcons. Can the Rods connect? There's enough pus. There's enough musk to body block here until
The Falcons are still alive, but there are a lot of Rodoleros from Loppy, and he cleans up the Falcons, but at what cost? My god. But that means he still has his 2 Falcon shipment for himself, so it gives him an edge, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think that was a great trade. I mean, he has this most of his infantry alive, at least 10 rods left, and a couple pikes left in, right? And now he is shipping in his own Falcons, right? Or is LookTom shipping his 1 infinite Falcon? What is going on here?
He's really making use of his.
He is shipping his
unique
1
deck.
infinite Falcon. Okay, this is unexpected.
I mean, you gotta play with the cards you got dealt with, I guess. And the Falcons is good for a base defense, but 1 Falconet, that's like a 500 resources shipment. That is not a shipment you would like to have in H3 normally. He also shipped the Lancers, which will do nothing against his Rodoleros. I think LookTom is outbraining himself. The Lancers, however, can do well versus Falconets, but with this amount of Rodoleros, can he defend his own Falconet from the rods? That's the question.
Yeah, here's the secret. 1 Falconet is worse than 2 Falconets. And it's not even half as bad. I'd say it's even worse because your Falconet might get 1 shot on one of the other Falconets. And in that time, the other 2 Falconets will get 2 shots and just kill your 1 Falcon immediately. So you basically traded 1 Falcon for nothing.
And he's shipping it again. What the fuck? LookTom really wants to make work of this 1 Falconet shipment, but yeah, it feels like the game is already slipped out of his control. I believe we might see a resign coming in soon. Loppy is just massing units, keeping up the pressure with the 2 Falcons. And yeah, once you start sieging down the infrastructure of your enemy, man, in a mirror matchup, that always has to feel bad. Your market is going down, your barracks is going down. That's already 300 wood you have to chop extra to replace it. His 1 Falconet now shooting at the Rodoleros, but yeah, it's getting caught again. And oof.
Understand what the point of shipping Falcons here necessarily is, because you don't have any infantry mass to protect and to body block. So even Rodoleros, which your Falcons are meant to counter, they can just walk right up as they did just now. And now he's going for goons. You very, very rarely see goons, I feel like, in this mirror matchup, because generally Rodoleros trade very well. Rodolero skirms trade very well against Skirm because it makes it so difficult to micro with Skirm unless you're like a very, very top Kaiser clan level player with your micro.
Yeah, and the thing is, he didn't have the skirms yet at the front line, but now the skirms arrived. They are moving over to the goon side of the battle, and damn, these falconets, man, they're still there. They are sieging down the houses. The unit mass just looking so big for Lop, and I feel like this is a lopsided game. What do you think, man? Can LookTom bounce back from this? It's 5k score deficit.
Yeah, I think this build from LookTom looks a little bit lopsided to me. It doesn't seem very standard, that's for sure. He's tried something interesting. I think, so I will say, right, if he was able to keep his first 2 falconets alive, shift the infinite falconet card once or twice, then 3 or 4 falcons will absolutely clean what Lop's infantry mass right now. Oh, look at this, a pop of lancers from the TC, getting on the falcons. One will surely go down, but trading another shipment for just 1 falconet, I believe. Yeah, the second one looks like it'll live, but the TC fire should take it down.
18 HP, and the explorer just moves in for the falconet kill, and that's a GG. 1-0 for Mr. Lopsided Fluff. He started out strong, man. Damn.
Yeah, Loppy is a great aggressive player. I mean, he knows how to put pressure on his probably most popular civs, or like his best civs are Aztec and Lakota. And with both of these civs, he really knows how to contain your opponents, take favorable trades with your shipments. And that's exactly what he did on this map here with Spain in their mirror. And wow, look at that military unit population. I mean, the falconets just got so much value from Loppy. They were able to counter basically 4 falconets from LookTom, and they just did absolutely phenomenal. I mean, even in resources gathered, Loppy is quite ahead, and of course that translates into the score at the end.
But is he ahead in that resources gather because he had 1 villager extra, or what? I don't see why he was so ahead in the resources. He didn't raid a villager, right?
No, but Loppy was the aggressor here, right? He was kind of pushing LookTom's base and causing idle time. I saw a couple instances where LookTom's villagers were on the mine, and he had to put them into the TC to protect them from the lancers with the rods. Yeah. And this is really what I guess being aggressive buys you, right? In this game, it's trying to cause idle time, preventing your opponent from gathering and getting their army together, trying to stabilize, and really punishes a kind of slightly greedier play that LookTom did with his 2 TPs and a slightly later age up.
I just want to give a shout out to Mr. D Enclave 33. He subbed for 16 months in a row. My man is dedicated to this channel for longer than a year, and thank you for subbing. Man, these subs, they really pay for these tournaments. So if you are interested in Age of Empires 3 content, please sub, please donate, please do anything to keep this game alive. Even the developers themselves, they have a hard time keeping the game alive, but it is us, the community, with these subs, with these donations, that keep these tournaments being organized. So I'm very glad to see another sub in the chat. Yeah, it was a very exciting game, Baron. I'm curious what we will see next. Next map. What is it again? We are going to Hokkaido. So that's the mountain in the middle map, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so they have a mountain in the middle, 4 TPs in the north. We have the Sohai allies, and we have a little bit of water on the south. What do you recommend here? Should LookTom, should Lop already move onto his Iroquois or his Haudenosaunee for a map like this? I mean, you have some water.
In my opinion on this map, it really favors going for TP Stagecoach. You have, I guess, 4 TPs in the north, 2 trade routes. And the reason why I'm saying this is because if the opponent would like to pressure you, they have to decide to either push north or south of this huge mountain in the middle of the map. So if you have these TPs up in the north, that requires them to kind of go all the way around if they want to siege your TPs and pressure your base. So I think going for TPs is really the way to go. And we see Lobby here has gone for Ottoman, while LookTom has gone for France. And generally at the higher
Interesting.
levels, this is definitely a French-favored matchup, in my opinion. However, again on this map, if Otto can get some H2 play, somehow secure his TPs and stagecoach, maybe they will give France a run for their money with their generally better scaling economy.
Yeah, I really felt like last game, last series on this map, it was also the trade post that really defined who had like the tempo in their hand. It was really a back and forward match. So yeah, Ottoman versus France. I'm thinking, what's France gonna do? Are they gonna go for a semi FF in this game, or what do you think, Baron?
Seems like we loaded up into the map actually, so let's head over there quickly.
Players find themselves on opposite sides of an enormous but beautiful mountain, peppered with flowers, ferns, and red maples. South of it lies the ocean, and north of it lie two valuable trading routes, as well as Zen monasteries. Players can only battle on these two fronts. You won't find any other way around the mountain.
All right, welcome back. Now we are on Hokkaido, and on the east side of the map, we have Lobby as the Ottomans in the color blue, and immediately he is going for that first trade post. Same thing on the west side of the map, we have LookTom in the color green, which is an interesting choice. I mean, it's a very green map, so green villagers will be blending into the terrain, but he is playing as the French, and he is also putting that TP up in the north.
Yeah, the chat in Twitch predicts that LookTom is gonna take this game. I'm not so convinced after seeing Loppy take the first game. LookTom is, however, starting with a TP. That is not standard for France, I believe. Or is he going for a 12-10 with a TP? What do you think here, Baron?
Well, I think nowadays in the meta, you really almost always go TP with France. And if you find good food treasures, which Loppy has already found a 50 food treasure, he might already be committing. Oh, never mind. Sorry, LookTom, I was saying, if he finds good food treasures, might commit to a 12-10, but here we see that he's already committed to a house. So he will probably be going for a 13-20 age up with a trade post.
And LookTom having a water defend map, water defend deck basically. He has some ships in his deck. He has some Jaegers, and for the rest, it looks pretty standard to me. He doesn't have infinite Falconet shipment this game, so that's good. I don't think France has one either. But he is, however, microing treasure in a very interesting way, taking two snow leopards at once. My man can take two pussycats on at once. He's a big boy.
Yeah, but this food treasure will give him a very, very good age of time, I believe, with his 1320. But again, Ottoman, as we know, one of the fastest aging civilizations into H2, usually clicking up around that 215 mark. And here we see Loppy with a very standard, I would say, H3 focused 1v1 Ottoman deck. And he does have his Palace Intrigue card. Generally, I think the reason why you go for that is in a very, very late game situation, sometimes it's good to have your Great Bombard Speed, that one reduced pop. But he does not have the H3 Moss Construction. So unlike the earlier series today and yesterday, I do not believe we will be seeing an FI from Loppy from that deck. But he is going for that second TP in transition here, which kind of indicates to me that he would like to go for some stagecoach economy instead of going for water.
Yeah, I was also thinking, like, would it be smart, like, to take a trade post on the other, on your enemy side of the map? You know, that you can just, if they go for the stagecoach, that you can like take a tax on that. But unfortunately for LookTom, Loppy already made his second trade post on his side, so it's very clearly indicates that he prioritized the north side of the map, which you said has probably the most effect on the win this game. Yeah, I'm interested to see what Loppy has in mind. He is starting with a stable here, so that probably indicates he wants to have some early dailies out. Maybe try to snipe Coureur de Bois here or there. Yeah, I like that. I like that. You know, early aggression is key, as you said in last game. I'm really excited to see some daily raids, man.
Yeah, so I was actually watching a game a couple days ago between Haza, who is in the chat here, and Phoenix, another one of the top competitors in this tournament who will be playing in the later rounds. And it was exactly this matchup, France versus Ottoman, and they start with the Cav mirror in H2, which what I mean is that Ottoman starts Delhi and France starts Hussars. And actually, this is exactly what we're seeing here, and because Ottoman Delhi have that faster fire rates, they sometimes, with good micro, can beat 5 Huss and get a convincing advantage in cavalry in H2. So
Damn.
let's see if we'll see that play out here. LookTom is only getting 3 Hussars out from his first
I
round.
was just gonna pick in on that. We're gonna see 4 Delhi against 3 Hussars, so that must really be a Loppy favorite matchup. It's another lopsided battle. If LookTom is gonna commit his Hussar to the fight, I don't see where his Hussars are yet. I think he's keeping them in reserve. He knows that he has a little badge. And now he's going over to the Delhi. And we see the first fight of the game happening. Loppy backing off with his Delhis, though. Interesting. So they're really looking at each other. They have like the threatening aura vibes, you know. I'm gonna push you away. You're not gonna do shit here. He is, however, gonna siege this barracks.
Oh no, Loppy follows it up with a 2-batch of his own. And now this is a fight. 6 Hussars versus 6 Delhi, I believe. And will TC Fire be utilized? I don't think so, but the Ottoman Explorer is in there taking a few shots. So maybe we'll see them pulling it out in H2 here with the...
Look at the micro, and you are right, the Delhis are on top, my friend Baron. The Delhis beat Hussar, you heard it here first. The double racks from LookTom, however, suggests that he wants to transition over to infantry. And now moving his Coureur de Bois away from the Delhis. And that's just so annoying, man. You finally found a hurt, and these motherfuckers just keep chasing you. However, he made 4 extra Hussar, so they're gonna clean up these Delhi really nicely if he can catch them. And it looks like the micro is beautiful from LookTom. And look at this camera work from Joshua, man. We can really follow the fight. Another shout out to Joshua for producing this game. It has been a spectacle so far, and we expect a lot more of this game.
Yeah, so Loppy and I have actually in the past week done maybe 6 or 7 games of Germany versus France where we've both started Cav and just been doing Cav mirrors in H2. So I'm very excited to have seen this in-tournament play, to see him utilizing that nice Hussar or Delhi micro, dragging out the one that was getting hit and cleaning that fight with the extra 3 Hussars. And what that has done for Loppy is it has bought him time to age up to H3. And look, Tom's Musketeers are nowhere in position yet to be putting any pressure onto the Ottoman base. And this is looking like a decent start again for the Ottomans.
Yeah, I think Loppy really forced LookTom to commit to H2, and he looks so far away from aging up right now. But can he pressure Loppy's economy? Can he can idle his villagers, but he cannot really kill. And now the batch of 10 Cav archers, man, they're gonna have a field day on these Hussars. So the Musketeers, they are going back to base. And it feels like LookTom is gonna turtle a little bit and try to age up himself. He knows he cannot stay in H2. But yeah, the double TP, it really changed the game for Loppy so far. The 10 Musketeers making a run around, killing a villager, or the Yoruk, I have to say. So he managed to achieve his goal of raiding a little bit with the Musketeers so far. But now the Cav Archers are coming to pay a payback. And they're onto the Coureur de Bois. And LookTom says, I don't give a shit, I shoot back at you. But he has to retreat. Loppy putting one or multiple Cav Archers on melee mode. And he is gonna snipe one of the Coureur de Bois, I believe. But look at this surround from LookTom. Oh,
I don't
he's
see
catching
this
the Cav
going
Archers.
Great. I mean, he might be able to catch a couple, but I don't think Loppy's not microing this at all. I mean, he needs to back out with those Cav Archers.
Oi, 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 oi. He is letting them out for that. He's killing the Hussars, however. Now he's microing them back, running away from the Musketeers, which is the smart thing to do. And if we look at the resource bank of Loppy, of LookTom, he's already almost ready to age up to H3 to join Loppy in H3. He will go with a fast age up, of course, just to catch up fast. And Loppy, on the other hand, is shipping in some abusive gunners. Yeah, those abusive gunners, man, they will do great against the Musketeers.
Yep. So generally, I think Ottoman has to go for their Cav Archer Abyss composition in H3 against the French army. France will probably mirror with very heavy on the Dragoon count initially, because they need to be prepared for this Bahi pop. They need to get the advantage with over the Cav Archers in range with their superior Dragoon numbers and skirmisher numbers over the Cav Archers and the Apes guns. And Loppy's macro there looked like he was getting prepared to ship Spahi, actually, because he's stacking 1,000 food. And as you know, Apis are extremely expensive on coin and not on food. So I'm expecting our next shipment to be maybe Spahi, and then he will have the mass that he needs to simply right-click, which is what every auto player loves to do. Right-click the enemy.
Yeah, exactly what you're saying, man. And I just want to give a shout out to Minimal. Thank you for the raid. 41 viewers. We are above 200 viewers again. These are the numbers that make us smile here. So you made 2 casters and 1 producer smile, a really big smile just now. And yeah, the abuse gunners, they arrived at the French base, and just look at that fire animation, man. It's only 5 of them, but oh, they do so much damage. It's insane. They are called abusive gunners for a reason. Just one tapping the musks, one at a time, running away, tapping again, running away. Man. Oh, what I hate Ottoman, man.
Well, this fight has not gone exactly the way that I thought it was going to go. I mean, he's lost 4 or 5 Apis and 4 or 5 Cav Archers. And what's dangerous for Otto is that even after that kind of advantageous H2 play from Loppy, their economy should be behind now. Let's take a quick look at the villager count of France. So Otto here we have his 29 villagers, and France is on 29 CDBs. And CDBs are just 25% better. I mean, they just have a better eco at this point. So that any trade that keeps the Ottoman mass from getting to that critical point where their Abyss guns simply kill everything is favorable, I think, for LookTom. As we see, Loppy has shipped Spahi, so are they almost here? And there they come! The Spahi are on the way.
Oh, they're coming from the north.
The northern TC, this is a phenomenal flank. I mean, the Kurds are on the Abyss guns, but who cares? We have Spahi on Skirms. And that is what you love to see. None of these Skirms are making it out to high. And the French mass will be completely clean.
Oh, it's OP Cav against OP Cav, and the Ottoman OP Cav, of course, wins, because they're just one of the greatest civilizations in the game. If you want to play Age of Empires 3 and you want to win, just click Ottoman, let the villages be boomed, let the best skirmishers come, let the best Cav come. Man, do you agree with me, Baron, if I say Ottoman is an S tier Civ, or do you feel like it is not?
Honestly, I don't think they're favored in this matchup against France. I think France, with their high-level play, should have an advantage. However, I think in anything except the highest elos, also just punishes your opponent's mistakes harder than most other Civs, and that's why it's considered an S tier Civ. But here at the spot here, I think we're a little bit caught out of position. There's a solid and healthy Dragoon mass for France, which is what I was talking about. France has the superior eco, so they will have a superior remass. And
the Skirmishers are tanking pretty nicely too. The goons are managing to kill the spies one by one, but there are still 2 of them alive, 1 of them alive. And now it's back to Skirm Goons versus Skirm Goon. Who has the better units? One spy is still alive. Is he gonna connect with the Skirmishers? Yes, he will. But also a remass from France. I feel like France has taken control of this game. LookTom is looking stronger. He said, "Look at me."
yeah, I mean, Loppy there had 18 idle villagers for a while. He's very focused on microing that fight. And I think one of his mines in his base, or one of his hunts, just ran out. And that was probably 10 seconds of idle time as these villagers walk to that northern mine there now. And here also, let's see if they've shipped 1k wood and 1k. So they're shipping 1k coin now. Have they shipped 1k wood? So they have. And that's what allows them to get that second TC, probably a few unit upgrades, including the Avis upgrades. And now they've shipped Fouts, and they're following it up with 1k coin. Are they looking for Mamelukes potentially? Is that in his deck?
Yeah.
No Mamelukes. So
No
I guess
Mamelukes. That's surprising.
Yeah, Mamelukes, as we know, are an S tier mercenary shipment in this game, in my opinion. Even against goons with that 40% range resist, 1400 HP, they just tank forever. However, I think Lobby just wants the 1k coin in to be spamming these Avis guns, which look at how well they're trading against the superior skirm mass. I don't know what you say. I mean, Avis guns in small numbers just trade very, very well with skirms.
Yeah, it's just that fire animation, man. They fire even before you blink, and they already did their damage, and they're running away again. They're such a good unit. They are expensive, however. I mean, they're like a little bit, like 25 more resources than a normal skirmisher, I believe, or 35 maybe. So they are harder to mass, but yeah, as you say, you only need like 5 or 6 to one-tap a skirm. And you need like, yeah, I think 8 or 9 skirms to one-tap Abus. They're abusive gunners for a reason. And oh, a nice raid coming in from Loppy with his cav archers in melee. They are gonna be caught by the dragoons, however. And LookTom is gonna wall.
But he doesn't realize the cav archers are stuck. He's not pursuing those 3 cav archers that were just easy pickings, in my opinion. But again, I mean, these cav archers, they don't do much damage to villagers. This is not one of those crazy team games you see where the auto player sends Akinstis, gets that 1.5 multiplier against villagers with these OP light cav running all over the map and raiding. These cav archers are just vanilla. They don't do damage against the villagers. And yeah, I mean, we see France shipping Jaegers, but I'm not too sure of that decision. Jaegers, one of their main benefits is that 40% range resist compared to a normal skirm's 30%. And with that, their high HP, generally they win skirm fights. But here, France is not faced against ordinary skirmishers. They are faced against Abyss gunners that do siege attack, and that completely bypasses that 40% range resist. So I'm not too sure if LookTom is trying to win a ranged confrontation here with Loppy, with Skirm versus Abyss. I think what LookTom should try to aim for is at some point going for a curse switch. As long as he has enough skirms to be able to take out the cav archers, which Loppy only has a couple of, the curse getting on the Abyss is a game ender.
Yeah, I think you are right there. And it seems like his skirm goon mass has now reached a critical point for him to start switching it up again. He is trying to threaten this northern town center. There is a skirmisher battle going on, and the Jaegers are doing nice damage against the abusive gunners. But the delis are coming in, and the goons are out of position. Are they gonna catch a lot of kills here? Ooh, this doesn't look good for the Jaeger skirm mass. The goons arrive, but they don't really like the body block in front of the skirmishers. And wow, look at the great villager migration. Also, is he gonna use his villagers to start fighting? Loppy losing a lot of units, however. Oh.
I mean, I think in terms of resource trade, these trades are not going too bad for Loppy, but as we see from the score, I mean, LookTom is simply outscaling. France, even on 1 TC, I mean, CDBs are just way better. Ottoman villagers train slower, and at this point, I think France actually does still have the economic advantage. 37 villagers versus 40 villagers.
Yeah, and he has the Falconet shipment coming in, the perfect shipment against a fully against a town center that has like 20 villagers. He's not gonna let loose of this town center anytime soon. And if Loppy doesn't come with an answer, this might be a game-ending siege. What can Loppy do? He has a fat deli mess, a deli shipment. All his villagers come out. Ooh, this might be a tricky fight. We see the villagers being annoying, blocking the path, shooting. If Loppy can win this fight, he might turn around this game, and it looks for now that he is winning this fight. All of his Yoruks are doing so great against these goon. The Jaegers are all in melee mode, and Loppy, is he doing the unthinkable? Is he coming back this game?
I think Loppy is on a timer here. I mean, yes, that was a phenomenal fight, as you mentioned. He was able to body block the goon shots. His Huss stayed alive. And does he smell these Falcons? He does, but there's 4 Curs body blocking here. That might not be enough. The Falcons should go down. But then the deli will be down too, and these villagers will have to get out of there before the Curs start wailing on them with their massive area of effect attack. So what is coming in for Loppy now? We have double batches of Cav Archers, which I don't hate. I mean, we saw that the French skirmass just got annihilated, so that we know that they're low on skirmishers right now, and we saw that they just finished a Cur batch. So maybe these Cav Archers can get a nice catch, clean up these Curs. But again, I'm not sure. I mean, Loppy needs to make something happen, and right now he does not have the mass to do so.
Yeah, he doesn't even have the resources to mass something else. He's so committed to that gold mine. He put like 40 of his villagers on top of it. And yeah, they just seem to be idle a lot of the times. He is on berries. He's trying to catch the hunt. But the area of the hunt is being infected by France's troops. Now he's fighting with his villagers again. And yeah, this game, man, it's such a coin flip game for me. I can really not say who has the advantage here. I mean, LookTom has an advantage of map pressure, but Loppy, man, he is just so tough. I hope he tagged into the blunderbuss. He didn't tag into the blunderbuss. Oh my god. Yeah, this
looks a little bit GG to me. I think one thing that Loppy could have tried is that as the hunts are running out, because we see that the map now is mostly barren of hunts, he could have started putting his villagers on wood and going water later on in the game, because as we see, there's quite a lot of food and for fish in the water, and that might have allowed him to... Oh, never mind. Okay, I guess LookTom has preempted. I didn't even notice this, but he has a frigate camping right next to Loppy's shoreline, and that just, I mean, will shut down any water play at this point in the game. So,
yeah, he's choking him out of food, and Loppy is desperately looking for food. Look at the villages on the north side of the map. He is taking another trade, but this is Goon Skirm into Cuirassiers, and yeah, his villagers are so desperate to find some resources that they can gather fast. And yeah, I believe this is GG, man. 5k score lead for LookTom. He is making a dock. Those villagers are gonna be caught by the French army, and yeah, Loppy resigns. 1-1 in the series, man. This game was a little bit closer than I would expect. Damn. I really felt like Loppy had a good strategy here. It seems like he didn't upgrade his trade route either, so that's also a little bit surprising. And look at the graphs, man. LookTom just spiking up his military so much higher than Loppy. Loppy lost a lot of units. Villager population very similar. If we look at all the resources gathered, man, these coureurs de bois, they are so unlike the normal French people, man. These coureurs de bois, they like to work. Yeah, man. The French eco is just so good.
Yeah, I think the main... So going into H3, I think Loppy definitely had the advantage. France was about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes later than Ottoman into H3. So Loppy needed to use that H3 tempo and make something happen. Unfortunately, I think the Spahi were a little bit overcommitted into the French base. And after France is able to handle these OP Ottoman H3 shipments, France simply has the better remass, the better follow-up, especially if Otto doesn't go for trade post economy or water economy. And in this case, unfortunately, Loppy had neither. However, now we should be getting ready to go into our third game, all tied up. Most of the LookTom, from what I know, is an Ottoman enjoyer. On the ladder, he is mostly an Otto player. So he still has that civ left. And on the other hand, Loppy also has all of his main warship civs left to go. So do we know what the civ picks are?
I think we don't know it yet, but we are playing on the Central Plains this game, I believe. So that's Upper Himalayas first. Excuse me. So that's a non-trade post map. So you need like a civilization that's not really dependent on trade posts, on that XP, that extra buffed XP. We saw Eliuk making a church or an early monastery to just get some XP flowing in. What would you recommend playing here, Baron?
I mean, call me crazy, but I think Loppy might benefit from going Aztec here. And I mean, two civs that come to my mind are definitely Aztec and Russia. I'm not sure if Russia is in either of their civ pools. I'm pretty sure Loppy does not play Russia. But both of these civs, I think, decently benefit from maps without a trade post. And I hope we'll see at least one or two. Oh, here we have somebody in chat saying, Kerry saying Russia versus Azzy. So he has the same idea as me. And I don't know.
And you're 50% right, Baron, because we are gonna have another mirror matchup, and it is gonna be the Aztecs. So your prayers have been answered. We are gonna see the Aztecs battling it out in the Upper Himalayas. Oh my God, the Jaguar Prowlights.
The Upper Himalayas are home to the tallest mountains on Earth. No trade route reaches this almost inaccessible area. Around the player's bases, its range of cliffs and choke points creates a greatly defensible enclosure, but the scarce resources might force you to expand your reach on the map. Be careful not to get trapped between the mountains.
Alright, so we're going to be taking a quick, maybe 1 or 2 minute break before we hop into our next game. So we have an Aztec mirror here. What do we think? I mean, Loppy here is maybe one of the most well-known Aztec quote-unquote lamers on the ladder. Let's take a quick look on Free Food Party and look at the statistics here. Lopsided Fluff. So, Loppy has 36% of his games in Aztec, definitely his main civ. Second is Lakota at 26%. So, I don't know. I mean, I think Loppy is the favorite to win here. Let's look at LookTom as well. Just pull up the statistics. So LookTom, I mean, Aztec is his 6th most played Civ on the ladder after Ottoman, Italy, France, India, the British, and he only has a 2% pick rate there. So I'm not quite sure. It seems like there's a pretty significant imbalance here between the number of games played by Loppy and by LookTom in this Civ at the Aztecs. On this map, let's take a look at this map. What is anything special here? As we mentioned earlier, there is no TP. This map, from what I know, has pretty mediocre hunts as well. So for sure, it will favor strategies that will be able to contain your opponents. And if what I expect to see from Loppy is some pretty committal H2 play, where he goes forward with that War Hut and spams out those Aztec units in H2 to try to contain LookTom. That is what I am predicting. I do not believe this is a great matchup to try to go for a Warrior Priest boom, but I am ready to be surprised. I mean, what do you guys think, chat?
Well, I'm not in the chat, but the thing that I think is you have to boom Warrior Priest, but you don't have to go for 10 right off the bat. Like, it's basically a gamble. Like, go for 6 or go for 7 and then start to push. Yeah, you just need one more than your opponent, right? You don't really need 10 if you have one more. But I like the Aztec pick here. I'm very curious what will be the most popular unit because I believe the Jaguar Prowl Knights, they are one of my favorite units from Aztec. But I don't really feel like we're gonna reach Fortress Age. I think it's just gonna be a H2 battle here. What do you think, Baron?
Yeah, I think Loppy, with his playstyle, for sure will be going for that forward War Hut, as I mentioned, trying to contain. If you look at the map, so we're on the map here. So at the north side of the map, we have Loppy in the color blue, playing as, of course, the Aztecs. And on the south side of the map, we have LookTom also playing as the Aztecs. We have potentially lame on lame mirror, Aztec mirror here. And I think a very important feature to point out on this map is how poor the hunt situation is. After you run out of the hunts in base, there's one more hunt, for example, on the bottom right corner of LookTom's base here. And after that, you really have to start leaving your base and going for some of these exposed hunts on the right, on the left, and in the center of the map. So if Loppy is able to put down a War Hut pretty aggressively and contain, by the maybe 12 to 15 minute mark, LookTom will, I expect, be out of hunt, and Loppy will have an advantage. On the other hand, if LookTom is able to break that containment while sending fewer military shipments and more economy behind it, maybe he will scale better. So I believe this is how the matchup will play out in H2.
Look at this deck from LookTom, man. He is going mercenary heavy or like gold unit heavy. He has Sapotex, he has Mayas. This is a deck I've almost never seen played as an Aztec. Also having the increased farms in H1, that feels like a little bit of a waste in this matchup. Is he going to go for a H3 battle here? And if we look at Loppy's deck for a moment, he does have a little bit more of a standard deck, and he rightfully calls it H2. He wants to battle it out in H2. He has the upgrade for his Coyotes. Do you think these native shipments will carry LookTom to a victory and to breaking the tie here, Baron? What do you think?
So I think, last patch, this Mayan ally card was deemed extremely strong, and it was nerfed this patch. That's the one that you, I believe, sent for 600 coin now and gives you some number of Mayan allies that are these native musketeers. It's the last card on the in H2. So now, yeah, it's 600 coin. So, I mean, maybe you can use that to hold a rush. I don't anticipate LookTom here going super aggressive in H2 and forward-basing Loppy, because it seems to me from this deck that he would like the game to drag out into H3 so that he can get to all those military shipments.
But,
But
the
I think
name of his deck is called Zappo, so that indicates to me that he wants to play Zappo tech, maybe. But they are a pretty good unit into the other types of units that Aztec have. I mean, they're good against light infantry. They're good against heavy. That is like a unit that you won't really see unless he ships it. And he is, however, going for a very gold-heavy transition into H2. I think he even wants to start with one of these native shipments.
Yeah, I anticipate he'll start with one of the military shipments, one of the gold shipments with that macro. There are 2 villagers on food and 9 villagers, or 11 villagers now on coin. But on the other hand, one thing that Loppy has done very well in H1 is scout all of those cows. Let's see how many cows Loppy has. I think I saw 6 or 7 there. Yep, there we have it. 6 cows. And on the other hand, LookTom here on the bottom of the map, I believe only found 1 so far that he's already eating. So these will be paying dividends later on in the game. Livestock on maps like this do matter. I mean, you can eventually get 800 or 900 food as you age up to H3 usually.
Also, I just saw in the chat, Mr. The Dirty Mike 19 sub through Prime 7 months in a row. Mike, you almost carry a ESOC baby in our belly, and thank you for the sub. I love to see them. One thing we didn't really point out, but these Aztec explorers, they can normally gather an army of followers, but it seems like both of them really didn't gather any treasure guardians, and they're both going for a war hut in the middle of the map. It is the 2 towers all over again, and they are arriving at 2 seconds delay of each other. Loppy already starting to siege to siege the war hut. He throws in 1 torch, is not enough to kill the war hut. But my god, these players, they love to do the same thing. Loppy's Aztec's Jaguar Prowl Knights are already coming forward. He doesn't wait to be shipped from the forward war hut, and that can also pay dividends. And yeah, is LookTom's Explorer going down here? That is the question. I believe he will. He is dragging the enemy units under the war hut, and his Jaguar Prowl Knights are coming in, as are his Mayan allies are coming in. So I think early game, LookTom will have the military advantage. But yeah, Loppy, he's shipping the mace, I believe. So I think the mace. Are these Mayas? Are they heavy infantry or not? I'm not.
Yeah, those are
sure.
basically musketeers, the Mayan. So the Tauntauns will do well here. I mean, with when these Mayans come in, he might have a timing just by superior mass. But these Tauntaun slingers are very, very decent skirm or bow type units in H2. They have that 1.5 fire rate. So if they have a decent kind of front line that can tank for a little bit, they will absolutely DPS from behind. So I guess if we were talking about the treasure guardians, I think this map doesn't have that many human treasure guardians that can be converted by the Aztec Explorer, if I recall correctly.
I think I saw 1, but maybe I'm just delirious. Yeah, the Masterless Samurai.
Yeah, that boy with that 370 health might just be worth converting. But yeah,
for sure, man. That's Tom Cruise in disguise, man. He is still in Japan, and he is the last samurai. He doesn't have a master. He does have his twin brother with him, and he is unlocking a family of monkeys. My God, the Manakikos are represented here on the map. How hype is this game already? And what is your prediction for this next fight? It seems like LookTom is going to go. Oh no, Loppy is making some coyotes. And LookTom is shipping the Mayan allies. So we see coyotes, jaguar, and Autontins versus Mayas, coyotes, and jaguars. Damn, this fight is going to determine the rest of the game, I believe.
Just to clown on Loppy a little bit here, I think a lot of us missed that, but I saw him get a 1 batch of coyote there in his first match. So he completely missed that batch. And what that means is that he will be down, I believe, couple units here in military population compared to LookTom. And LookTom smells blood. The Coyotes are trying to go in for that snare. And if they can snare the units, these musketeer type units, the Mayan allies, will be doing absolutely phenomenal in the back line. Just dishing out
Loppy
damage.
getting a batch of 5 Coyotes out, however, so it looks like these Autontans, they have enough front line to tank, and my god, these Mayas are melting like the real Mayas melted before the Aztecs. And Loppy taking another military lead. Oh my goodness, it is not looking good for LookTom, man. He lost his most expensive shipment, and Loppy just yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened that fight. I mean, I don't know why he pushed all the way behind Lobby's war hut. Lobby, I believe, shipped these 8 and 9 Autonton Slingers. Can we actually double check that, Josh? I believe that 8 came in right before the game ended there. Yeah, he shipped 9 and then 8 Autonton Slingers. So, yeah, I mean, 17 Slingers versus Musks. There is just no chance you can take that fight there. And totally, I believe LookTom might have made a poor decision there. Committed under and even behind Loppy's forward base and just got completely cleaned that fight. Well, that was a good game, I think. It really shows that sometimes this Civ knowledge really does pay off. I mean, Loppy with probably 1,000 Aztec games coming in clutch with that experience and taking the W.
Yeah, if you look at the Free Food Party website, you can see Loppy, his main civilization is Aztec. He has a whopping 60.20% win rate on them, and he doesn't mess around. LookTom, however, he has only played 9 games recently on Aztec, so I mean, yeah, the depth of your civilization pool, it really shows how far you can get in a tournament. And yeah, Loppy now doing 2 things at once. He eliminated Aztecs from the civilization pool, and taking another win. He's breaking the tie. He's winning the game versus LookTom. And my god, is this another series? Are we gonna get another 4-3 in the making? It looks like these players are very, very good matched up. And yeah, the second mirror of the series, and the second mirror that Loppy wins. That is a little bit different than the predictions I heard before this game. I'm looking at you, Mr. Shake. But yeah, I'm curious, man. I'm excited, man. This is amazing. ESOC, thank you again for organizing this spring championship. It's just been a blessing for me to be able to cast a lot of these games. I'm excited. I love the game, and look at the next civilizations, guys. It is yours truly, Sioux or Lakota, however you want to call them. I'm an OG player, so I call them Sioux, versus the Ottoman. So can we see another Ottoman lose this series? That would mean the world to me, you know. I'm like a classic Age of Empires 3 gamer that doesn't like to see Ottoman. So guys, please, if you are gonna predict the win, bet against Ottoman. We don't want to see them win. We want to see them... Like, I'm having mixed feelings. I want to see them win because then they get nerfed. And I also want to see them lose because I hate them. So I see a lot of trust into Sioux. I see a lot of trust in Lakota. My war chief brothers are in the chat, and thank you for supporting the channel. Even if you're just watching, man, it means the world to us. And the Central Plains, they are here, and we are ready. We are going into a game 4, LookTom versus Lopsided Fluff. Lopsided Fluff taking the lead there, breaking the tie, but yeah, I'm honestly hoping that he can win again with the Sioux. We do have a little bit of lag, but that's okay. We just go back into the game. And guys, please predict with your channel points. Let me know who's gonna take the lead. It is very, very even. Damn. 20k on LookTom, 17k on Lopsided Fluff. The votes are divided here. The people are divided. We want to see war. And yeah, we see Johnny Silverend saying Otto is mostly infantry based, so if Sioux is good, he can win it. Well, one thing I can assure you guys, these players, they are good. They are the creme de la creme, the best of the best. Loppy is currently 140 rated, a 140 ranked player on the rank ladder. My man played almost 3.6k games. You have a real Age of Empires 3 enjoyer here on your hands. And LookTom, he played 3,700 games on the ranked ladder. He's number 60 in the world. He's coming from Brazil. He's bringing that flavor, and he's bringing the Ottoman flavor. I mean, in a tournament, I don't blame him. You have to take the strongest civilizations that you have at hand, and Ottoman, it is one of those civilizations. In my opinion, is S tier. I'm just a 1300 Elo player, guys. So I mean, I need to level up a little bit before I can tell you what the pros are doing. But for now, Otto OP, please kill Otto, please ban, please nerf. We don't want to see any more Otto in this game.
Yeah, I actually think this is an interesting matchup, Lakota versus Ottoman. First of all, I think both civs have a pretty mediocre economy, unless they invest heavily into additional town centers, etc. So what that really means is that oftentimes you'll have one big fight, and whoever crushes that fight wins, either in H2 or in H3. But another thing is that if you're looking for an auto FI, I don't believe an auto FI works against Lakota, because Lakota has those rifle riders that counter heavy cav, they counter artillery, and they counter musketeers. So those are the three Bato units that you spam. So some adaptation will have to be made for Ottoman to play into Lakota if they would like to go for their FI.
The Central Plain is the most populous region of China. Its rich and fertile open grassland is crossed by an extensive trading route that separates both players. Controlling it is a reliable way to grow a powerful economy. Fierce competition over each trade post is essential.
Man, these videos are so wholesome, man. I'm learning about these maps in a way I've never learned about them before. The Central Plains. I thought it looked like Great Plains, but yeah, it's like the Great Plains in Asia, I guess.
Yeah, you hear that soothing Aussie voice who's casting, or I guess narrating those videos. That is our very own Loppy, who is also playing right now. So that's a little bit of a Easter egg for you there. That is Loppy.
Did you know that? Now I know. I mean, he's an Australian-sided Fluff. I give you that. But it seems like the game has started again. We did have to re-host because the game was bugged. But I mean, it happens sometimes. It doesn't matter. We still enjoy the game, right, Baron? We're gonna enjoy this series. We are enjoying this series.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see how this game turns out, especially because I think this matchup can go so many different ways in H2, in H3. What I anticipate, however, is that Loppy will definitely put in some pressure in H2 and try to get Otto to commit to making some units. Because Ottoman, I mean, they're a tempo civ, letting them go untouched into H3 or H4 is a dangerous game no matter what. So I believe we will see an early war hut from Loppy and try to put in some pressure. We see that Ottoman is already going for this pretty safe side TP with his Explorer down in the south side of the map. And Loppy here is just going for treasures. So I wonder if Ottoman would like to go for a 2 TP naked FF. I believe I've seen LookTom do this on the ladder at some point in the past.
Yeah, that sounds like a good strategy into Lakota. I mean, LookTom, he has to find a way to get into H3 basically untouched. We do see a big treasure being taken, 75 food, I believe, by Loppy. So that's a good start. And we do see a treasure contest. Ooh, who's gonna snipe the bear first? LookTom is on the gold, and he's taking the gold. Oh, damn. And his explorer name, Surprise Abus Fucker. So he really surprised Loppy there with stealing the gold. I mean, yeah. That's what happens in the game, you know? You can... and he's shipping 300 woods? What?
So Harrison here is saying, surely they're planning Silk Road Jan Abus. I don't think that's what we are going... I mean, I'm quite confused. I mean, we're shipping 300 wood here. This deck is named Lakota, so clearly...
He has a deck. He has a strategy, man. LookTom is saying, look, my name is Tom, and I got a strategy here for you. I think he's going for a 3 TP start then. Why else would he ship 300 wood now?
Yeah, I mean, surely he has to commit to H2 play now, because we see that 700 food in LookTom's deck. And, I mean, if you're going to make 3 TPs, you can't just naked age up into H3, because, I mean, your opponent is just going to take that time, get all your TPs, and literally get your free stagecoach off of you. So, it looks to me like LookTom will actually be doing some sort of H2 play, maybe with Janissaries and Abus. But that 300 wood I have never seen before. And I'm excited.
And he is making the third TP and aging up with the quartermaster. So LookTom, he has some strategy cooked up in his mind. And he needs a lot of shipments. That's super clear. He making a third TP. Even Loppy must be like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Loppy is macroing to make a forward war hut. But now is the question, are you... Oh no, he's making a TP himself. So... maybe he wants to tax on the trade line if LookTom upgrades it. But do you think LookTom will take the 4th trade post as well? He's not macroing for that, not at all.
It's possible that with the 400 wood, he will... I mean, I think with the 400 wood, he has to put down a military building. Otherwise, he's just going to be too behind. So I'm not quite sure. I mean... maybe he's trying to go for a TP and a Rax or something like that. I mean, he's going for this TP, right? And it looks like he's kind of camping this TP. So I assume he would like to get it, but I can't see how his macro is fixed right now for getting 4 TPs. 700 wood is his first shipment. He's going to be picking up the 400 wood on the ground and building a forward war hut is Loppy right in front of that last uncontested TP. So what I'm excited to see, I think, is what kind of composition LookTom will be going for. Will he start Janissaries and then add Abus, or will we be seeing something a little bit different?
I'm honestly very confused by LookTom's build. Shipping that 700 wood, isn't that a little bit of overkill? You have 400 wood from the age up, now shipping in 700. What will he do with that? He makes houses, a barracks. He makes the 4th TP, and he upgrades the trade post. Maybe that's... he's also making an artillery foundry. Still, it feels like... I believe he calculated this, otherwise he wouldn't do it, right?
No, 700 wood is very standard as a first shipment for Otto. I just thought that he would have macroed for getting stagecoach earlier if he wants to commit to H2. So with that 700 wood, what he can do is drop the houses he needs to maintain infrastructure. He needs to drop his racks as he did. He needs to drop his artillery foundry to add Abus guns. And now his explorer has gone down while putting up the final TP and only getting a 3 batch of Jans against a pretty sizable Loppy army here, coming in all sorts of units. I didn't even quite see what type of units he had. Probably some bows.
No, the war clubs.
Some clubs for the siege.
He had full war clubs, so he was ready to siege, but Yeah, LookTom even trying to put down the TP again, even though he just bought his Explorer back, and it looks like Lakota is having a huge military lead here. LookTom, however, going to make some abuse gunners, some Janissaries. I think, yeah, this game will definitely come down to micro. If LookTom can micro his abusive gunners here very good, then he will really be able to win this fight. But yeah, Loppy having 24 units already, it might be really hard for LookTom here.
That's a minimum call from LookTom as well. I'm quite confused at what's going on. Is he just trying to all-in Loppy's forward base here? Because I don't think that is going to work if he hasn't shipped any military shipments. I mean, look at this. Those Minutemen, I mean, are getting some value, but are they really worth it for that 300 resources? I mean, right now, he has basically pure Jans, 4 Abyss against a ton of bows, and the clubs are still in the bottom right hand of the map, sieging that TP. So LookTom has lost 2 TPs, and now I guess this is the second TP that he's lost. He's lost the one in the middle, and then he's losing that one in the bottom right. But
yeah, but the one he was building too, so it's basically the third, right? Because he was building one, he was almost finished with that one. And now the one on the right and the one on the bottom, so it's the third TP already. But LookTom, it is sieging back one of these trade posts, and damn, yeah, I feel like they're not gonna H this game. It's gonna be H2, and yeah, the superior units of Ottoman or the bigger massive Lakota, who's gonna take the lead here? That's the question. He shipped a lot of res, and now he's shipping his military shipments. So actually, it could still be LookTom's game here. I'm curious how this game will continue now.
yeah, I'm a bit intrigued by the fact that Loppy gave up his forward base there. So, I mean, LookTom took a big W there, which was sieging down Loppy's forward base, his forward war hut. So, I'm not sure that sacrifice was entirely necessary. This has forced him to rebuild a war hut in base. He's shipped the 4 cav right now, and what will we be seeing? I mean, he's taking some trades without his whole army there. I mean, I don't think Loppy has the timing right now. He needs to wait for some of his shipments to arrive, but he is going in. I mean, the cav are committing onto the Abyss guns, but they're not going to get there. 3 Delhi coming out.
Delhi's coming in.
Those Delhi, I think, aren't really going to be enough either, but those Jans just walk forward, and if they're in range of these archers, they will just melt them. We got another batch of 3 Abyss and another batch of 4 Jans in the back. Sorry, 5 Abyss and 3 Jans in the back, and this is a cleanup for Ottoman.
Ottoman really having the superior micro here. He did some pull tricks with his Janissaries and Abyss to cover his Abyss, and yeah, I mean the fire animation on this Abyss, it is just so strong. It is so fucking good. He cleaned up that Lakota army like it was nothing, and still Loppy having a little bit of a score lead, but I don't know how the echoes are looking at 24 villagers for Loppy. LookTom having only 17, but he has the 3 villagers, so very, very curious game so far.
So let's look at the state of the game, right? So Loppy there, I think, committed to a fight that he didn't really have to, and got cleaned up. So now he knows he's behind on military. He needs to make something happen on the economic front, and he's doing exactly this. He has his 4 Axe Riders going over and trying to raid. But that was 4 Axe Riders for 2 villagers. I mean, what kind of techs are on those villagers? Does he have both the maybe the markets?
No, those X Riders, they were about 25% HP each, so they were like 4 X Riders with the health of 1 X Rider. So yeah, he takes down 2 villagers, but that doesn't really slow down the Ottoman pain train. And man, these these trade posts, man, they are the focal point of this game. How many trade posts did we see built and sieged already? They really don't want to give up on this trade post here.
Yeah, I mean, both of these civs, Ottoman and Lakota, benefit a lot from the Stagecoach eco. I mean, right now it's not even, I guess, Stagecoach, just this TP eco. Getting your shipments in earlier is a big advantage. What I'm seeing now, though, is that, in my opinion, LookTom should stop making Abyss guns and just focus on pumping out Janissaries. Lobby is trying to sneak in an Age up here, and maybe that's why LookTom smells blood and is pressuring with his units. But these Abyss guns don't do a ton of siege. You want the Jans there to body block. The Abyss are just there to DPS from the back. So making more Abyss right now is really not the strategy.
And look,
Sorry,
Loppy, yeah, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say Loppy shipping in the Rifle Riders, which are a great unit to kill these Janissaries, but he still has a lot of Abyss body block or like blocking in front of his Janissaries, and LookTom upgrading his trade post. And look at the great migration for Loppy. Man, he has to run his villagers around the map. This is not a good look for Lakota. And oi 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 oi. X-Riders connecting onto the Abyss guns. Janissaries pull drinking on top of them. And the Rifle Riders just coming a little bit too late. They will be cleaned up by the Abyss gunners, I believe. And
I mean, Loppy's units just weren't really fighting together. He had a batch here, a batch there, a batch coming in from the shipment. None of it was fighting together, and that DPS just was not there. I did not think he should have taken that fight. But on the other hand, those builds were just so exposed. And that is GG. Well, very well played, in my opinion, by LookTom. Making that early 300 wood build somewhat work out.
Hey, he had the counter strategy. We just never saw it, but it worked. And what the fuck was that game, man? I felt like there were 9 TPs built in total and 4 sieged at least. Yeah, really battling over the TPs here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for LookTom. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Loppy. So really 9 TPs being built, 1800 wood into that trade post, and not even upgrading to Stagecoach until the very end of the game. Yeah, that was an exciting game, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the chat here. Ketterboy, another one of the competitors who will be entering in a later round, he is saying Lopsided was miles ahead, and I think I agree. He had the superior mass. Unfortunately, his clubmen were sieging on the bottom, while his bows were kind of exposed. And what that allowed LookTom to do is to take fights where Loppy's army was separated and kind of clean every single fight that they took. And Callan is asking, who is the American talking? It's Baron on the left here. What's up, Callan?
Yeah, we have a USA caster, we have a Dutch caster, we have a producer from New Zealand. We are basically a worldwide community in Age of Empires 3. And yeah, for me, it's already 12:30, and damn. I'm drinking a lot of Belgian beers. I'm having a really great time here today. I don't know for Baron, for you, which time is it now?
So I'm in the Pacific coast of the United States, so it's 3 p.m. right now. I'm having a great afternoon watching these amazing games from, I guess, Loppy and LookTom now and earlier with the previous series.
Yeah, it has been a treat today, the series, and looking at the score lines of this series, I can only applaud the balancing team for scheduling these matches. We have a 3-4, we have another 3-4. This is already a 2-2 match. I mean, realistically, these guys, they are very, very competitive with each other, and we don't really see a clean sweep unless the player forgets that he has to play, and then it's a 4-0 for them, of course. But yeah, I mean, I'm loving this spring championship already, man. Oh, it's been such a treat. Who's your tournament favorite, Baron?
I mean, this tournament is absolutely stacked. I have no idea, I mean, at the end of the day, who's going to win. But let's take a quick look at the brackets maybe while we wait, if we have the time.
So we have the winner of this game going up against King of Osmane. Then we have Shake versus Brigadier, Only Bows versus Lone. Then we have Soldier versus Kian coming up. Maintain Servers Enjoyer versus Taco. Chef Sudist against Carbone.
That's Tabin, I believe. And then, I mean, yeah, I mean, in this game, let's look at the top 8 just for a second. We have Haza, Kanisi, Izad, Frontline, Ketterboy, Ungers, Phoenix, and Opti. I mean, every single one of these players has the ability and the pure skill, I believe, to make it to the finals. So it'll be an extremely competitive game later on in this tournament bracket. And among the qualifiers as well, we have many, many top players as well. So I believe, are we getting ready to go into a game, Josh?
The Guyana Highland is a highly contested region east of the Orinoco River, known for its tremendous biodiversity. Players will fight for control of a large valley, which is home to several Tupi and Carib settlements, while 2 trade routes lie on the outskirts of the map. Players will find an abundance of food in this region, but may need to extend out of their base to secure additional mines.
All right, now we are on Guyanas, right? That's the name of this map? On the east side of the map, in the color green, we have LookTom playing as the Italians. And on the west side of the map, we have Loppy in the color blue playing as the British. And I believe both of these civs right now are considered very, very high up. British obviously has been dominating the ladder recently, with many of the top players playing almost exclusively the British. And Italy, some people call it Shitily, has a very strong FF into Falconets, and then a semi-FI into their strong H4 units and shipments. So I wonder what we'll see here.
You cannot disrespect Italy, man, in this stream. We love Italy, we love the Architetto, we love the Parmigiano, we love the Carbonara. I love Italy, man. They're so good. But I mean, if we're realistically gonna see pasta bolognese versus fish and chips, I would bet my money on like the healthy food, like the pasta carbonara, spaghetti, bolognese. Give me the good food. Don't give me that British fish and chips. But hey, man, you can battle it out in the chat. Which food is better? We're gonna see which civilization is gonna win in the Guyanas map. A beautiful map too, man. You have 2 trade lines. You have some natives. I would like to see these natives being used, you know. Both of these natives, the Caribs and the Tupi, they have some upgrades for their bow units. So maybe we can see some stacked Pavasir units or some stacked longbows on the other hand. But yeah, it's like, I feel like the good players, you know, in my Elo you can really do that, but the good players, they rely on the strengths of their civilizations. They don't really meddle in the natives a lot, but that's a little bit unfortunate, man. I mean, if you look at the Tupi, they have like a tech that will decrease the building cost. If you copy that, or if you use that with the tech from the British that has cheap manners, man, you can have like manners for like 65 wood. That would be so busted in my 1300 Elo. But of course, we are playing here with the creme de la creme, the best of the best. And yeah, Baron, what's your prediction for this game?
So I think this matchup is actually one of Brit's more difficult matchups, because Italy is able to kind of hold with their with their early musketeer mass, and then once they get into H4, it becomes a little hard for the British if they play standard. This map, yeah, I mean, it's very interesting. So there were lots of great treasures on the north side of the map and on the south side of the map along those TP lines that I believe these players were hunting in Age 1 or throughout Age 1. And the natives on this map, I think, are somewhat beneficial. We have the 2P, so if you want to go longbows, they have some techs that give you an advantage. There's also a funny tech that gives archer-type units an extra 1 multiplier against villagers. I mean, for my team games playing against Auto, that tech gives me PTSD.
That's the correct bear tech, I believe, or the drum tech.
Drum,
but,
yeah. I mean, you can get...
man.
You can get longbows with a 2 bonus against villagers. You can get auto cab archers with a 2.5 bonus against villagers. And I mean, that's just a massacre. I don't think this will happen this game because these are disciplined players. You know, they won't be going for these
Yeah. They're not going for the fun builds, you know, that we are going for in our ranked games. We're like, damn, you can get stacked with longbows or you can get stacked professors. Let's try that, you know. But I mean, this is a tournament game. These guys are playing for a big prize pool, especially in this community. I believe it was a 1K for the winner. I mean, if you are like LookTom from Brazil, 1K, it will buy you a nice house in the favela, basically. It is not nothing.
It's a funny thing. Can we take a look at LookTom's deck? I think he was flexing on Loppy here, telling him, I don't need 25 cards to beat your British. I only need 24. So, I don't know if this is a statement here, but something's going on for sure.
Oi, LookTom. And he has those Paper Lancer and the Stradiot card. Damn, that's like one of the best H2 cards in the game, man. You get like a H4, you get 3 H4 units, basically. I mean, the Paper Lancers, they have stats from like a H4 unit, right? And then a Stradiot, which has insane damage. I would love to see that card being used against the British. But for now, we see Loppy starting with Musketeers. I believe LookTom will also be starting with some Musketeers soon. Once his architect is finished designing his building, because you know these architects, they like to take their time, you know, they don't want to be fast. They just wanna
LookTom is aging up already. This is a fast naked FF for LookTom. And the adventure, is that the one that ships 8 bows or 8 Pivisiers?
Yeah, I believe so. And shipping in the Lombard wagon, but these capybaras, man, move out of the way, man. Jesus Christ, we need to make a bank here, or an Italian bank tavern, however you want to call it.
Hold on a second, we got a big gifted sub from Grime Scene. 10 gifted, I believe, from Grime Scene. Thank you so much. He's been recently a big part of the ESOC community, helping out with some scheduling, and also in many of the other Age of Empires Discords, making a name for himself, hanging out on voice calls, hanging out in our chats.
Let's fucking go. The hype train is level 3. We're 76% going to level 4. Damn, man, Grime, you're turning this game upside down. We're now focused on the chat more than on the game, but we still have a game to cast here, Baron.
Yeah, let's go. So we see LookTom is aging up in transition. He's making 5 Musketeers. What I anticipate he will do is to try to get a decent mass of infantry out, ship his 2 Falconets to do a semi-FI. So he will do a little bit of poking with his H3 mass, but not overcommit, because Italy's H3 in extended play is not the best. But their H4 play is phenomenal. So if he is able to maybe pressure Loppy's forward base a little bit, get some decent value trades, buy himself enough time to go H4, I think that is his win condition.
Yeah, man, H4 Italy, those Italian skirmishers, the Berlassiegre, man, they blow their horn once they kill a unit. How fucking, yeah, they just want to put it in your face, man, like real Italians. They want to kill you with style. And yeah, we see Loppy's macro. He isn't really ready to ship or to age up to H3. He does, however, have 36 villagers, so his eco is looking healthy. 140 pops. He did plop down a lot of manners. And he has a big...
Oh no! Yeah, I don't understand what happened with Loppy's mass. I mean, the British mass at 8 minutes and 30 seconds should not be, I mean, 60, 70 population. It should be like 60 or 70 military units. So for some reason, it seems to me that he's missed an extra batch or two of musketeers and maybe even an extra few hussars. This is not looking great right now because look at this age 3 timing from LookTom. If he is able to clean up Loppy's mass and age up to age 4 for free, that'll be absolutely potentially
beautiful micro from LookTom. Look at him blocking his culverins, blocking his falconets, I mean, with his musketeers. One falconet is still alive. He does a great pull trick, and Loppy has to dedicate a lot of his bullets to killing that falconet. It goes down after a while, but the Babazirs are still alive. LookTom reinforcing his units in the front with some more musketeers, and damn, man, it is looking like a treat this game.
At this point, I think LookTom might need to send one more shipment to age up. Let's look at his deck real quick. What is he looking at? So right now he's shipping the 1200 wood that goes into his Lombards. And maybe he will go for the 1000 coin next to age up. But I believe that trade overall went phenomenally for LookTom. I mean, he's thinned out the British mass. They have like, what, 9 musketeers on the field and 2 hussars. That is simply not enough to be pressuring the Italian base. But the question now is, what is LookTom going to do? Yes, he's shipping that 1k coin. He will be macroing almost all of his villagers on food, and he will be clicking up into age 4.
Yeah, or he commits to age 3. I feel like he doesn't really have a lot of resources in the bank at this moment, and I think he upgraded his musketeers already. So I think he's gonna match the musketeer mass. And try to kill the British mass. His architect, in the meanwhile, is just making building after building, shipping 9 musketeers after making a lot of them. And I feel like this is just gonna be a Muskvalk versus a Muskvalk. Whenever Loppy feels like he can age up, then he will start making Valks himself. But yeah, Loppy now trying to pressure the trade post of LookTom. He is taking it down. And LookTom only on 21 villagers. That is not a lot. Loppy, however, is aging up with the Adventurer. So I believe that is another...
7 longbows. Yeah.
7 longbows. Massing a bunch of longbows behind it. So really answering the musketeer pressure from LookTom. LookTom is making another architect and is making more cannons. And Loppy trying to raid with his musketeers. So that's pretty smart because LookTom is not paying attention to these villagers. And that will be 2 dead villagers for LookTom. Then his villager count is only around the 20 mark. Loppy, however, is on 45 villagers. He has 7 idle villagers, but still. And now with the 2 hussars, look how many villagers he can idle. That's insane, man. 12, 13 villagers being idled in the TC. Also, the architect cannot finish his Lombard. It's looking like a very, very even game to me. I cannot say who will be the clear winner at this point.
A bit confused at the game plan right now because LookTom, I mean, he's allowed the British to age up into age 3. Loppy here will probably get vet musks. He will maybe send 2 Valks of his own. And then it seems like it'll just turn into a Muskvalk versus Muskvalk fight in age 3. And I'm not sure this is the way Italy would like to fight this matchup because if they won't have an extended age 3 and they're stuck and cannot get into age 4, what is their win condition? Would they like to out-musketeer British? I don't really see that happening.
I think Italy is gonna macro for the Albanian company and try to win it on that card alone. If he can kill the 2 falconets from British with his Albanian units, then he can really win the game from there on. But yeah, Loppy just gonna micro his longbows forward. And yeah, LookTom, he has a lot of resources in his.
Yeah, he is macroing for an H-up now. So
yeah.
is this too late though? Because Lobby himself has his 2 Falconets in, and maybe if he has a precise timing. Oh, will the Falcons get caught by the Hussars here? No. About half damage taken
That
down.
was close. That was close.
That was a dangerous one. If LookTom was a little bit, I mean, if it was me microing that, I would have lost both Falcons. I kid you
Yeah,
not.
me too, for sure. They wouldn't even reach my army.
But yeah, I mean, the question is, will Lobby be able to punish this H-up? Because can we take a quick look at LookTom? Is he about to click up? Yes, he is clicking up now. Maybe I think he should click up with the Falconets, but let's see what he does. The engine, or what is it called? Yeah. The
No,
Papal
I was
Guard,
gonna
okay.
say he's going for the Papal Guard, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
getting those guard units for basically free, that's insane. And then he can really defend his cannons. Also, if he can make some of these Papal, what are they called? Like the Papal factory cannons?
Bombards, Papal Bombards.
Papal bombards, yeah. If he can make a couple of those, he can really win. Yeah, he can really win the cannon wars, which are like crucial at this point. Also, he's getting some Papal lancers from the Basilica, which I like. Man, that Italy is just a beautiful civilization. He didn't tech into the town watch and into the unit upgrade, which is surprising at the Basilica because you get a free villager for that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think with the standard build, you usually get both of those in transition, and pretty early on. So I think he simply forgot to get those techs. That's not a huge deal at this point. I mean, 2 villagers. But I personally think maybe he should have gone. Correct me if I'm wrong, chats. But if he had gone up with the 2 Falconets, I mean, what can British do? He is going for pure infantry. 2 more Falconets here, and I mean, the game should just be unlosable from that position, I think. But now he has a chance here. He's taking the fight immediately before his shipment comes in. Those 2 Falcons sat on top of each other, and the British Falcons were able to take out both of them in one volley. And this is why I think he needed the artillery advantage going into H4.
But the
having those
Papal
2
guards are doing work. No, it's not enough. He's shipping the Papal bombards, but will it be enough to carry him to the next victory? I'm not sure about that. British mass seems very healthy. His score also 6k score in the lead. This is looking dicey for LookTom.
Yeah. I don't know. I think maybe he's slightly overcommitted in H3. It would have been better to age up a little bit earlier. Maybe skip 1 or 2 musketeer batches. But now that the big boy cannons are here, let's see what he can do with this massive cannonballs from these Papal bombards.
Yeah, he has the really thick cannons, and they do have big balls, but they are slow. They say how bigger the cannon, how slower it works. So, I mean, if you have a little cannon in your base, it usually works pretty well, you know. Like the culverins, they are like the skinny cannons. They are more precise, more effective, but these thick cannons, they can deliver big balls to your enemies. Yeah, it all depends on the micro here, I believe. If LookTom can have one good fight here, he can really take a score lead. But look at the British mass, man.
3 culverins coming in from LookTom himself. We saw Lobby come out with 3 culverins of his own. And that kind of negates the power of those Papal bombards, because I don't believe 3 culverins one-shot a Papal bombard because they have that absorb ability. However, I mean, you get 2 volleys and you take out one of the Papal bombards, and 1 remaining is a lot less scary. So LookTom is doing the absolute right thing here. He's backing off, waiting for his next military shipment, waiting for these guard, waiting for a decent mass of these guard Bersagliaries, and then pushing with those Falcons. If he can win the Falc War, the Cold War, maybe he'll have a good chance. Another raid going on the bottom right, but he won't find much there. And here is the big fight. Let's look at the artillery. The artillery is unpacked for LookTom. It's poorly positioned for Lobby. If they get a first shot out, and he gets the Kolb advantage. Maybe LookTom will be perfectly fine. Oh, this is very dangerous stuff. You don't want your artillery stacking up like that, trying to squeeze in between buildings. But now we might get our first volley. Oh, that was a phenomenal pickup by LookTom. And now he's locked in for the second shot. Those are very close by, and he might... Nope, okay, that's just one kill. But that last culverin is very low, and now LookTom has secured the artillery advantage.
Yeah, those pebble bombards with their aura. I mean, the Pope himself blessed these cannons, and my god, they just soak up the damage for the culverins. So the culverin war going into Italy's favor is not really surprising. But however, if this fight is going into Italy's favor, the bombard's doing a lot of attack. Can he cover his cannons for long enough? It looks like the British mesh is so fucking big, but the bombas are still alive, and the hussars are now committing to the fight. They're trying to find a flank, and it looks like the British mass is just too big at this moment. And Loppy pouring in more units. Oh my god, the hussar connecting to some bersagliares, and yeah, that was LookTom's army, and this looks like it is game.
Yes, I mean, simply the British eco is just too strong. I mean, I was surprised. So LookTom is now only on 27 villagers. Was he raided at some point? I mean, he had 2 or 3 TCs down, right? Or is that second TC just now going up? So I know he had the foundation on the bottom right for a little bit. And still there, but he wasn't able to get that quite up. So, I mean, British now are on, what, 65, 70 villagers? Let's take a quick peek. 70 villagers, yeah. Oof. And simply the economy advantage. So even with some decent trades, it just seems unwinnable here. And now with no military on the field, a massive British mass. I mean, British has complete map control. This is exactly what they want. They can go every single hunt. Like, look at what their line of sight is very quickly. Look, they see a lot of the map with all the manners.
That's like the same as not using the line of sight. It's just the same vision. And LookTom also sees it. So yeah, he throws in the towel. And that is another game going to Lopsided Fluff. Man, is British looking very... It looked like an anaconda going around the spray and slowly choking all of the energy out of the Italy. So very nice game by Lopsided Fluff, man. I liked it.
Yeah, we got a series on our hands, don't we, boys? I mean, it's 2-2. Loppy just won that last game, so now it's 3-2. We have a best of 7, so Loppy is now on series points. However, they're going to take a short break, probably think a little bit about what civs to pick next. And if LookTom can bring back this game, we will go to a Game 7 decider for this series. And wouldn't that be, I think, 2 Game 7 deciders in one day? We're getting spoiled by these players.
And I can cast them both, man. I feel like they're just treating me for my losing my virginity or something. My casting virginity here. I mean, this series, man. Oh, I can only commend the organizers of this tournament. Thank you for not giving us one-sided matches. We really don't know who's gonna win this game and who's gonna be on top. Like, if you look at the score, you would think LookTom is a clear favorite. He is like 180 rating above Loppy. But Loppy showing that his tournament form is nothing to be laughed at. My man, he doesn't give up. He doesn't give you an inch. And even in his defeats, he looked pretty fucking strong. So yeah, he's been a tough cookie this series.
Yeah, the ladder can be a little bit deceiving, I think, because Loppy actually peaked at 2100 elo, which is maybe in the top 20 of players in terms of peak elo, maybe 20 to 30 players. So he is very, very strong with his best civs. I believe he got to 2100 with Aztec a few patches ago. And actually just 2 or 3 days ago, he again got to 2000 elo playing the Aztecs. So that 1800 elo, I think, was just from the past few days after the qualifications for the tournament, where he was trying out new civs, practicing them for the ladder, and that might have brought his elo down a little bit as he was trying out new civs and new strategies.
Okay, that's good inside knowledge to know. But what is your prediction for next game? If we look at his record, he used like 4 of his most used civs until now. My prediction would be he's going French or German.
I am
this game.
sniffing some Germany. I sense, yeah, for sure it's gonna be. I think with a maybe 90% chance it'll be either France or Germany. But Germany is my favorite civ in this game, and I think Loppy will be going for that one in the next map.
We are on Ivory Coast, right? That's like a hybrid map. You have some access to the water, so maybe he's going for a Howdah game. I mean, we saw in the last series Howdah on this map. It just looked like a GG from the get-go. But I don't know. Is Loppy a good Howdah player or not?
I honestly haven't seen him play Howden very often. I think Inca is one of his decent civs, but I'm not sure it's very strong right now in the meta. So yeah, Ivory Coast. Yeah, I don't know if Germany is the civ that you want to pick here. Depending on...
No, I also don't think Germany is that great on this map.
Yeah,
you
I
really
think any
want
map
like
with
a...
water.
Yeah, exactly. Like a map with water, it just... The Germans, they don't like the water, you know? They just like to have... land. But I mean, our feelings can be untrue, but because the latest message that we got is that Loppy is playing Germans, but Tom is playing Howdah. So Tom paid good attention last game, and my god, I am curious to see if Loppy has the guts to take on this Howdah build, this water start build. I'm very curious to see what this will bring, because if he wins with Germany on this map, I will be very, very surprised.
In this region, the coast is lined with mangrove trees and lagoons, which give way to grassy plains and eventually a plateau. The Ivory Coast is an important hub for trade. The naval trade route connects Africa with Europe and the Americas, while its counterpart on the mainland connects the coast to the savannah, and controlling these routes is critical for victory. The land trade route bisects the plateau in the north, so each team has access to easily defendable resources away from the water.
All right, and we are back. We are on the Ivory Coast of Africa, and on the west side of the map, we have Loppy playing as the Germans, my favorite civilization, if I do say so myself. And on the east side of the map, we have LookTom playing as the Haudenosaunee. So what are we going to see here? I think Haudenosaunee on this map might benefit from going a little bit onto the water in H1. But I don't see a villager so far.
Oh, no. He doesn't need a villager to go. He has that travois that can make a dock. So he can have access to a free dock if he wants it. So that's something I would recommend. But LookTom, he's going to the opposite of the water. He's going into mainland Africa, going to the realms of the shadow. I think he just wants to scout a little bit, but that's already questionable, man. You want to start making boats by this time. You need like 3 or 4 fishing boats to start your economy and to really get your lead early on. Loppy is playing as Empress Sisi, so he has a female explorer. She's called Stereo God. I don't know. Is that like an inside joke or something? I don't know him.
Stereotype, one of the big chatters on our channel here. It may be a reference to Stereotype being the goat.
Ah, yeah, that could be it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to some water play from LookTom. If he watched last matchup, he really needs to get down his dock as fast as he can, because that's the key to winning this map, getting some early fishing boats. And what will we see from Germany? It's like a very balanced deck. I see crossbows, I see Dobbs, I see Ulans, I see war wagons, I see Mercs. He has an answer to anything, basically.
Yeah, this is probably the most typical Germany 1v1 deck you will see. It has those strong H3 shipments, 9 Ulans, 8 Ulans, 8 Skirm, 7 Skirm. The option of going for the Black Riders and the Jaegers. And of course, Germany needs a few cards in H2 to hold any potential rush or timing attack. And oftentimes against Haudenosaunee, I think the way this matchup goes is that Haudenosaunee tries to forward base Germany and get that early 5 Musk and 5 Huss or 4 Kanya into their base. And Germany generally would like to start barracks and try to mass some bows and pikes and maybe get a counter timing in H2 to clean up the Haudenosaunee mass.
But look at the discovery travois of LookTom. He didn't make a building yet. He's now passing by the enemy native native trade post in the south, I believe. Oh no, he made a house up north. Okay. I don't like that strategy, man. Why doesn't he go for the water here? It's so clear that's like your way of winning. LookTom maybe has other strategy in mind. Can we maybe look at his deck? What he has seen? And then his deck is called Agua. That means water in Spanish. So very curious strategy from him at the start of this 6th game. Possibly a series-ending game if it goes well for Lopsided Fluff. So he really needs to bring the best of the best here.
Yeah, I think that so there is a certain danger with the Haudenosaunee going water in this matchup, which is that it allows Germany the extra time they need to go into H3 untouched. And Germany, in some cases, actually, can just completely ignore the water and just go for a strong H3 timing. And with that timing, their goal is to just knock the opponent out of the game. So what is going on here? So we see that the Germany player has dropped a TP on the bottom left. He has macroed for 200 and maybe a little bit more extra wood. So it looks like he wants to drop a barracks because he's keeping his builds on food and wood. So he'll be starting potentially some pikes and some bows to defend. But on the other hand, we see that LookTom isn't really pressuring, is he? Like, what are we seeing from LookTom? Okay, he sent out the travois. It's going to be building a war hut. But this is not the all-in 5 Musk 4 Kanya build I was talking about. He is maybe going for a more delayed timing, but a stronger one. So
yeah, but he is getting the big button of the town center, and those will spawn in his base. So you're right. It's like a delayed version of a rush. I would rather have seen him make a war hut in transition and then shipping his tomahawks to that forward war hut. But now he's gonna arrive at the German town with a lot more army. Germany, however, Loppy is making a shit ton of crossbows. And he has a couple of pikes, so
he's going for that classic bow pike defense, shipping 3 settler wagons, which is a 6 bow shipment first, and then going for this 8 bows. And unfortunately, he wasn't able to somehow macro for that full bow batch, so he's only going to have 11, which is still a pretty solid mass, but generally Germany has the early game eco to get out that full batch of 5 pikes and full batch of 5 bows. But look at this. This is very high-level gameplay here. Lobby is putting that quick 2 wall segments on the south side of his base. He's raiding with his Ulans, causing some idle time, and he is just doing everything on the map right now. LookTom, on the other hand, has his units committed in the south side, sieging this TP. Now, Lobby needs to make a decision, right? Can he, does he have the kind of confidence in his mass to go down there and save his TP, which potentially risks getting caught by the Haudenosaunee mass, or does he just give that up and continue massing in base? It looks like he's doing the second. He's massing in base in the safety of behind those cheeky little walls, and he will be pushing out now, I guess, with his bows to the forward base because he knows that the units are out of position in the south.
And Hauda getting like 1 Ayana out, that's also like very debatable. He is now trying to defend against the crossbows with his tomahawks, which is also not a great thing. The explorer is going in for the snare.
Great snare by the explorer here.
Now countering or like going from the other side with his other mass. It seems like he has a big enough mass to push Germany away, but I feel like this game is already slipping out of Howdy's hands.
Well, this is the fight that
Germany-
really matters. Germany still has his Minutemen, so LookTom cannot commit under the Germany TC. He's gonna try to take some trades, thin out potentially this crossbow mass, but he cannot stand under the Germany base and allow himself to get snared by these 3 dops that are about to pop up in his TC and potentially timed with Minutemen. So again, now Germany has a second timing. He's come in with a second military shipment, lots of very strong anti-cav. So he needs to be batching bows, but he's not batching anything right now for some reason. No bills, no bows. Okay, bows and bills both coming in now. A little bit of a delayed reaction from Loppy, but this is a second timing that he would like to hit and potentially just outmass Haudenosaunee in H2.
And it feels like LookTom is fighting with his whole army, and Loppy is just holding back his anti-cav here. But that just favors the Howda player. I feel like he just got his shipment of DOP, so he doesn't have a shipment that will pop out of his town center really soon. He is remaking a lot of crossbows. But yeah, I feel like the crossbows, they are good, but are they really the answer here? I mean, the Tomahawks have range, the Ianas have range. You're missing a lot of damage because your melee units are not into the fight here. I felt like Loppy was taking a good trade there, but in the end, it feels like LookTom, he is crawling himself back into this game. This game is far from over, I believe.
Yeah, what Loppy needs to do now is take those 2 Ulans, go continue idling the enemy economy, which he's not quite doing, because as you can see, LookTom is quite extended out on the map. These Ulans do not need to be here right now. He doesn't have enough to really challenge the Tomahawks. So those 2 Ulans should just be running around on the map, causing havoc, preventing LookTom from getting these full batches of units out, and allowing these bows to just DPS from inside his base and defend that way.
Now a big batch of Ulans is coming, the shipment Ulans and the ones from the stable. I think Loppy's mass is now big enough to take a fight.
A Minuteman call coming. So this is his timing. I mean, this is the make it or break it. But LookTom, with an incredibly fast reaction time, backing out all of his units just in time to not get snared. The Ulan need to be committing here. They need to snare everything so that the Minutemen can get their value. And if Loppy crushes this fight, which it looks like he has a good chance of doing, then he will be having a good H2 and would be in a good position to H up.
Ooh, and look at the fight that's starting. Tomahawks are on the front line, but there is a lot of crossbows. The Ulans are also still alive. We have Ulans on the right side. We have the pikes on the right.
Soldiers just swinging at the top and not getting focused right now. There's 2 left right now, 1 left, and those got a huge couple swings off on the bows. Because Doppler I mean, they don't care. They swing at everything. They're absolute mad lads. But this seems like he's thinned out the Haudenosaunee mass a decent amount, but I'm not sure he can commit under the Warhut.
No, exactly. Like the Warhut is like the deciding factor here that will push away Loppy's units, and it is just enough for Howda to stay relevant in this game. I mean, if Germany could fight like outside of range of the Warhut, I feel like he would have cleaned that fight for sure. But this Warhut, man, he just kept enough damage onto the Germany units that LookTom is still relevant in this fight. Now we're seeing a cavalry fight in the north. Man, these guys, they are fighting all over the map. What a high quality level of players do we have here? And it's only the round of 64.
Yeah, you know how I was saying that Loppy should go for the raids? I guess that just doesn't work out because he just lost 5 Ulan to those Kanyas. And that was great play by... Oh, here's another really musk raid, but he decides to go back and save his work, which is getting pressured right now. But yeah, I mean, LookTom is playing quite well, getting the Kanya to catch those raiding Ulans. And now it seems like Loppy's anti-cav is thinning out. He has 5 pikes left. The bows are getting caught a little bit. And he has 5 reinforcing pikes coming out. Just 1 Ulan left and just a couple bows. This is not looking the best anymore for Loppy, because Germany does not want to be in this position where they're stuck in an extended H2 fight where they have inferior units without a strong musketeer, without a strong bow, and these LookTom's Haudenosaunee units simply outscale.
Yeah, he really needed some of these natives.
Oh, this is a phenomenal
basically.
raid from the south now. Counter raid by LookTom, but these 5 reinforcing Ulans coming in to try to save the day. Will that be enough? I mean, if they get the snare off, the pike connects, one Stellar Wagon goes down, and these bows are catching the reinforcements. A second Stellar Wagon on 3 health will be going down for sure. LookTom probably pressed that ult key, saw that it was low on health, and committed his 1 cavalry unit to take down that last
But
low health
Loppy's
Stellar
units
Wagon.
now catching a lot of LookTom's units, and the Hyenas have to flee their ground again. LookTom losing that fight there. He did get a very good raid, but he lost a lot of his units. And score lead now into Loppy's favor. 1k score ahead. Man, this game, it is just all over the map for these players. This Ulan taking a villager down with him. More Kanye West raids onto the German villagers. But there's a lot of villagers here, so they can just push away the Kanye West. And my god, what a game do we have here?
Okay, so let's take a look at what's going on now. So Lobby is researching steel traps 13 minutes into the game. I think this is fine in some cases because he wanted to get that first batch of pike out as fast as he could in H2, so he delayed the steel traps that Germany usually gets immediately upon aging up. However, as we look, the hunt situation is not looking good at all for either player. LookTom is now hunting in the middle of the map. Lobby is sending villagers up to the north of the map as well, on the top left. And now these cav are coming in again for a big raid where Lobby is gathering. And a counter raid going on the right side, but the left side is, I think, what really matters. Is he gonna crush this fight?
Oh,
this is
there's
a
a
huge
lot
cleanup
of
for the
tomahawks.
The anti-cap, I mean, the pikes just absolutely melted to the Kanyas and the bows. And this is exactly what I mean. Germany just does not have the unit composition in H2 to deal with extended H2 play like this.
He's choking out the German player of his hunts, and Germany doesn't have a place to find any food. He does have some hunts in the north, I think, but man, these villagers are just not safe with these LookTom's units around. And yeah, Germany is doing some counter raids. He's trying to go H3, but I mean, I don't think he had just the resources yet.
Is he aging now? Let's take a quick look at Poppy. I thought he has macro. Yeah, okay, he is clicked up. 20 villagers, that is just abysmal for Germany. How many settler wagons does he have left? Can we take a quick look? Just 5 settler wagons in total. That is, so he's lost 3 settler wagons, which is 6 villagers. And this Rax is going down. I mean, if I was LookTom, I would be sieging a house in addition and then just getting out of there. You don't want to be cost by Germany's first big shipment. It's just unnecessary, but I think sieging a house here is pretty free.
I mean, yeah, he can go out after he aged up. So now he has a good timing to run away with his units. He is shipping the 3 war wagons with 3 Ulans, which is a good shipment. His Ulans are being caught out by the Kanye West in the north. So LookTom looking to have a huge military lead, also having a huge villager lead. He shipped the old ways, so his units are also upgraded. He is trying to siege one more house before I think he will retreat. And yeah, man, look at the idle time of these German villagers, man. These guys, they don't like to wait around, you know, they like to get things done. He has 19 villagers in his
yeah, I mean, LookTom is overcommitting a little bit here. I mean, there's this mass on the bottom. So Soldier just popped out, not Soldier, what am I saying? I'm reading Soldier's message in the chat. I mean, Lobby just popped out his 3 war wagons and 3 war wagons and 3 Ulans, but I guess the Ulans just are getting some decent value on the archers, but this might not actually be enough. I thought this was going to go a little bit better with the bill pop.
Yeah, but villagers dying left and right, Ulans dying left and right. LookTom now shipping in town destroyers, so that war chief really gonna have a sick amount of siege. 174 siege. He doesn't want to age up, he wants to stay in H2. And LookTom having that Brazilian spiciness in him, he wants to finish this game in H2. And by the looks of it, 19 villagers for Germany. That is not a healthy eco, man. That's not even a healthy eco in H2.
Yeah, I mean, these war wagons are useless with how many bows there are on the map now. He's gonna try to kite this, but I mean, these cab just walk forward, they snare. The bows will then DPS them. I think a couple of bows went down on the north side of the map, and yeah, these war wagons are not gonna survive. And then these 6 or 7 or 8, oh, that's a lot of builds on the south side of the map. They will all be exposed. And this, to me, I think is GG. If it was me, I'd be maybe resigning here. But that also means that we might be going to a Game 7 decider once again, as we predicted.
Oi, oi, oi. It didn't go the way that I expected it, but I mean, Loppy is still continuing his game, but yeah, LookTom didn't spot the huge villager mass in the south next to the water, and yeah, like in the chat they're saying don't get tilted, Loppy. I feel like you're also battling your own tiltedness if you continue this game. Hauda is going to commit on water.
He's shipping something. That's his only challenge. He has no shipment. I mean, this is just over. The best case scenario, he has 5 dops. He pulls Minaman back from the Aether, and he somehow cleans this up. But I mean, he has nothing here. That TC is going down for sure.
People were memeing on the Town Destroyer card, but look at this town center going down. I mean, you don't need a culprit to siege, man. If you have your Hauda War Chief with that upgrade, he does the work for you. And yeah, now we're gonna see the settler wagons going down, and Loppy resigns. It is Game 7. What a series, my dudes. I'm so excited for this series, man. What the fuck is going on? We're having 14 games today, and I can still not say who's gonna win. I can still not say.
Population, though, like Lobby was was outmassing quite a lot early on, but somehow took a really bad fight around that 9:30 to 10-minute mark, and just was not able to remass. I mean, I think Germany in H2, right? They have a decent tempo. They're able to get out a lot of bows because they have a strong early H2 eco with their 3 settler wagons, their 2 settler wagons, and their early steel traps. Unfortunately, Germany, without a musketeer unit, they just don't have the resources or the unit composition to go for an extended H2 play. And I believe this is what broke this game for Loppy. Staying in H2 too long.
The thing is, man, if he didn't H up and he just went for those Akans, he can make a musketeer unit, and then he can compete with Hauda. But these high tier players, they don't like to look at the 1300 Elo players, their brains, and to think what we are thinking. I mean, if I see a Akan and I don't have a musketeer in my civilization, then yeah, that might be an answer for me. It's just 100 food, 100 wood commitment. He was ahead in eco for a long time. Yeah, you just have to think outside of the box sometimes, I feel like.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I think Germany's macro in H2 makes it pretty hard to add Akans. It also requires them to have some decent map control to be able to secure that TP on the northern side of the map. And that is just a very dangerous, I think, play to make against a Haudenosaunee, which is kind of going very hard in H2, early H2 especially. So for me, in this kind of game, Germany just needs to mass, attempt to crush fights with their ace bow shipment as their 3rd shipment. So here Lobby shipped its 2nd, which I think was not entirely necessary because LookTom was not really pressuring his base extremely well. Or extremely early. So instead, he could have gone for 3 settler wagons, 700 wood, added a 2nd barracks or a stable, and then pumped out units and shipped 8 bows as his 3rd H2 shipment and made a timing on LookTom's forward base with that military mass. And generally, from my experience and from the games that I've watched of other top players, Germany is able to outmass Haudenosaunee at this timing. So that's the way that I think Germany should be played, but maybe let me know if that's right or not.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree with you, but I also feel like Hauda wasn't played like the way it should have been played. I feel like if he doesn't make a dock early, it's a little bit yeah, it's a little bit questionable. It worked out in the end for LookTom. He managed to pull the game from the fire, and my God, we're having a game 7 again today, and it's just sick. It's just sick how many games we have and how close they are. And for game 7, we are going back to Anatolia map. So that's just yeah, you have livestock on the map. You have a lot of trade posts on that map, and yeah, curious to see what will happen this game.
Looks like we got our Civ picks in. Loppy has decided to pick the Haudenosaunee, and LookTom has decided to pick the British. Is this a good matchup? I don't know too much. It doesn't seem very good for the Haudenosaunee. British, I think, should be favored here. I'm also a little bit surprised that Loppy did not decide to go for France, which is another one of the civs that he has been training a lot with recently. So I thought Loppy should be the counter picker here as well, but I'm not so sure about this pick of Haudenosaunee into the British. That seems like an uphill battle here.
I mean, Hauda has a 100% win rate this tournament, so maybe he thought about like the overall stats of this tournament, and picked his civilization based on that. But yeah, as you say, Brits versus Hauda. I'm also not really sure if that's Hauda favored. Like, what are you gonna make? Are you gonna stay in H2 and make Ayana and?
The Anatolian Peninsula is the homeland of the Ottoman Empire. Its rugged landscape is bisected by an elongated grassy valley that separates the two players. This valley contains the only trade route and some grazing livestock. Each player begins with a local settlement of Fenerites near their first town.
So, welcome guys, we're back. Game 7, we're here again. We're back on Anatolia, and we're having another LookTom versus Loppy match. British versus Hauda, and curious to see what this game will be. Will Loppy start with a farm, which is something I like to do when I play Hauda on a livestock map. He is using his Discovery Travois to find the yaks. But I think he will start with a trade post, maybe on the northeast side of the map. That would be smart, I think. He didn't find the third yak there. What will LookTom start with? Will he play GMT or will he play standard British? Baron, what is your take on this?
Yeah, I think this is definitely a very interesting map. As you can see, there are 6 whole TPs on this map. I mean, Haudenosaunee, it's possible that they can do some H2 play, try to secure the trade post line, get maybe 4 or 5 of these trading posts, and try to stay in the game that way as a boost to their economy. The British, I mean, here, they do not have the GMT build, so it seems like he will be playing pretty standard, playing a lot of H2 as well, with his strong economy behind it.
And he has that Virginia Manor card in his deck. So do you think he will use that H1? That's like an old favorite of mine. I mean, I'm pretty noob at British, but cheaper manors, that just seems like 1+1 for me, man. You got a villager for a manor and you got a cheaper manor. That's something that's really good.
Yeah. I think this card was kind of fell out of the meta in recent years. I know in the past it was extremely popular, but I think it still is feasible sometimes. But I will say, I have, in all my games with Loppy, I probably played maybe 30 or 40 games with Loppy, where he chose the British. I have never once seen him send that card. So I am pretty doubtful that we'll be seeing that this time. But who knows,
but it's LookTom on British this time, huh?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, LookTom is the British player. So maybe he'll send it.
Yeah, he's a Brazilian, you know. They're known for their flair. They're known for their spice. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I think he needs some extra eco, and yeah, he almost has a shipment ready. Yeah, maybe the greedy stuff will pay off here. I mean, what can Howda really do against you being greedy as British? He can send in some military more early, but yeah, I'm not sure if he can rate British to death or not. I'm very curious what we will expect to see here from LookTom.
Yeah. So we see Loppy has made his first TP. His Explorer is kind of positioned to take that second TP potentially after taking this big XP treasure. How much XP is that, Josh? Let's take a quick look. 80 XP. And his first shipment is these villagers, so he is going a little bit greedy, I'd say. He's gonna probably send this Travois forward to establish himself in the middle of the map. But LookTom being very professional here, keeping his Explorer just out of line of sight of Loppy and immediately scouting and catching his Travois.
And look at the little army Loppy is collecting. He already has 3 treasure guardians, and he's moving his Travois in distance of that little army. Now he has 4 or 5 units that can really, he has 4 units that can commit to LookTom's Explorer. LookTom trying to take down the Travois, but yeah, that's just a waste of time. He does, however, snipe one of the musketeers, which is a very good thing for him. And Loppy shipping in the Kanye West. Tom shipping in the 700 wood, so not going for the Virginia company. Which is smart. That's what the pros do. So he's making a barracks, and now shipping in the 700 coin. Is he gonna manor boom behind this, or is he gonna make a stable? That's my question. I would think he make
barracks up now, and I assume he will be using the 700 coin to be spamming units, as Brit loves to do. I don't expect him to be aging up. Here we go. His first musketeer is in queue. He'll probably drop a second military production building. And oh, the Kanya cash a villager here. That's a nice cash. Not losing any Kanya. He's gonna pick up this Explorer, low HP Explorer as well. Another 45 XP. As I said here, LookTom dropping a second military building. The stable, and with the 700 coin, he will have the resources he needs to start pumping out musketeers. So he's pumping out hussars. He still has Minutemen, of course, this defensive tower, and so many villagers, right? British, they have so many villagers in the early game. If you have great coats, they are a military power on their own. They just tank so much damage and allow your musketeers to be doing damage in the back.
Yeah, he didn't invest in those villager attacks, but he is losing 2 more villagers to the Howda raids. So Loppy doing a good job of creating some early pressure. He doesn't want to waste time with sieging down the manors. However, it can be good early game to siege down these manors. They are a big XP benefit. But LookTom really placing manors as like a line of sight around his base. You really see a little circle of 3 manors around his base. So I like that. And yeah, Loppy just sieging down the manor closest to his war hut. He is getting a lot of XP for that. LookTom is shipping in some longbows. And yeah, Loppy, is he just gonna commit to H2? It seems like he will.
Honestly, this is a little bit of a waste of time, I think, sieging this manor. I mean, LookTom using these manors to buy time, I think, is a play. On the other hand, I mean, putting these manors all the way out on the map against an aggressive civ with early cavalry running around is always dangerous, right? If he, as we saw, he lost the 2 villagers on the bottom right side, and I think something else is going on the bottom right. What is going on there? So, okay, so LookTom's Ash of Hussars has kind of dissuaded Loppy's Kanya from pushing or from raiding, and he's managed to push them back. But now look at this British mass. I think Loppy may have missed his timing. Sieging that house, backing out early. This has just allowed LookTom to get an absolutely phenomenal mass of units. The Hussars are connecting. I mean, they don't care, right? These are Brit Hussars. They can spam them out like nobody's business. He has maybe 15 musketeers behind this, and everything is just getting stuck in. Minutemen stuck in. Kanya, I mean, are getting melted by the musketeers. The Hussars finally go down, but what is the follow-up here for Loppy? I mean, the musketeers are still alive. The longbow are back there doing crazy DPS, and Loppy is forced to back out with like his tail between his legs. I mean, there are not many units left here.
And he was also fighting in range of that outpost, which is also something. He just shoots out damage, you know. You cannot give British so much time. However, he's making a lot of units as a remass. The score is looking LookTom favorite for now, but not as favorite as you would like it to be as a British player. Loppy even herding some herds like really far there. That's probably the villager that built that stable. He is making a batch of Kanyes, but the thing is, LookTom can just wait it out. But he doesn't want to wait it out. He wants to commit under the war hut. I don't like this play from LookTom. He might lose the game here, but he has a big mass of units. The Hussar connecting to the bows. The Kanye West are cleaning up the Hussars, but they are being dragged away from the fight. And yeah, why do you want to fight under this war hut when you have like the eco advantage long term? Now the Kanye West are catching the longbows, and oof, it's looking
like
tough.
A hunt situation. I mean, like I agree. He had hunt in his base, so maybe this was a little bit preemptive, pushing out onto the map here. So, yep, okay, so now Loppy has a second timing, a second little chance to bring himself back into this game, catching another Vill on the side. The bows have to back off a little bit. They don't want to commit in range of the musketeers and the outpost and a potential of more units popping up from the barracks. A 3 Hussar batch coming out from the British stable. And, I mean, once again, I don't see how Loppy can really commit into this base if under all these threats of massive pops of musketeers and hussars.
Yeah, he needs that town destroyer card, man. But I doubt he has it in his deck, because that's something only the spiciest ones are doing it. The 3 Hussars almost getting caught by the hyenas, or by the Kanyes, I mean. And yeah, Loppy now going on. I think he's gonna siege down another manor here, or he's just trying to contain the British inside their base. And yeah, as I just said before, why did LookTom move out his army of the base? He still had a hunt on the back. He has gold. He has the rest that he needs. He doesn't need to commit to a fight there, and now losing the military advantage here. And yeah, Loppy really trying to contain British inside their base. This game is going back and forward, back and forward. I still cannot say who's gonna win here.
How many villagers actually is Loppy on? I mean, Brit is on 29 villagers, which is surprisingly low. Loppy is on 35 villagers, so this is a little bit interesting. I mean, for once, British are actually behind Eco in this matchup. I don't even recall them losing that many villagers. I mean, I think he lost 1 on that gold mine early on, and then 2 on the Bothered Brights on a manor, but I mean, it seems to me like he has fewer vills than he should be at this point in the game. So maybe Loppy can do something if he manages to contain. Eventually, the hunts in base will run out, and Brit will have to make another move to secure natural resources.
Yeah, and Loppy now with his map awareness saw that some hunts were being killed on the other side, on his side of the map. Really good awareness, sending 2 Kanyes over there, and at the same time moving in his army into the base of LookTom. Yeah, he is getting an infantry upgrade.
Hussars are getting caught.
Oh,
no, that is not a good position to be in. I mean, 2 Hussars for free. The longbow are, I guess, DPSing a little bit, but 2.5 Hussars for free is not ideal here when British need to build their mass in order to make a desperate push eventually for resources. Another raid on the east side of the map.
Yeah, look at these Kanyes I was talking about, man. He has great awareness this game, Loppy. He knows where the hunts are. He knows where Brits want to take food. And now would be like the time that British need to push out if they have a big enough mass. But on this time in the game, he doesn't have a great mass, and the fight is starting here. The Kanye is connecting to the longbows, and this is not looking good for British.
Is Loppy gonna close it out here? Okay, he's backing out the Huss, using the musketeers and the bows to thin out the British anti-cav. And here, we're getting pretty speedy here. Maybe the game ended. If you want to move it, slow down the speed a little bit. Yep, there we go. And now the
yeah.
cavalry is, yes, now the anti-camp has been thinned out. The cavalry is connecting onto the longbows. And this might just be GG. And
Oy, oy, oy.
what is the follow-up? There is no follow-up. LookTom hits the resign button, and that is the end of this amazing 7-game series. Well played by Loppy, well played by LookTom.
What a fucking beast is this Loppy, man. Damn. He really pulled that one back to him. I felt like LookTom throwed it a little bit by moving his army out. You can see the military graph, man. Jesus, what a big drop he took there in the middle of the game. And yeah, that's really the deciding factor, man. If he could have massed like 5 or 10 more units, take his time, then I think he could have won this game. But yeah, he was just a little bit too fast. Houda still had the military shipment in queue, and my god, what a epic series, man. Another 4-3. This ESOC tournament has been closer than ever, man.
That was absolutely phenomenal. I think we hit 300 viewers during that last game, or at least very close to that. So this is amazing. I mean, it's late nights in Europe, where generally most of our viewership is. So I mean, thank you all for tuning in. This was an absolutely phenomenal series. Again, a nail-biter going into Game 7. Both players probably towards the end of their civ pools, pulling out all of their main civs and a few extras. And what an amazing few games. Thank you, Manakiko, for casting with me. We might pull our players in here for a quick post-game interview, actually. So stick around for a couple more minutes and we'll have a quick treat for you all.
Yeah, that would be interesting. And I'm really curious to hear from Loppy. How did he feel about that last game? Did he feel like he already lost, or was he really confident in his abilities? I mean, nobody was convinced in chat of his Houda pick against the British, and we have the man himself here, Loppy. How did you feel about that last game, man? It felt like really close.
Yeah, I wasn't too sure what to pick because I had France up my sleeve, but I don't know, I've been playing lots of like France-Brit matchups recently and they just feel kind of horrible, so I was like, I don't know what else to choose. I'll just pick Houd, because I used to play a lot of Houd, but it doesn't seem like the best Houd map, but it worked out.
Well, congratulations, Loppy. You will be moving on into the round of 32, which starts next week, so the tournament schedule will be coming up. Loppy, do you know who you're facing, and what is your plan over the next couple of days?
I think it's Kingu. I think I'm playing Kingu. I'm definitely not gonna beat him.
You're playing King of Osmane next round.
Yeah. So good luck with that, I guess. And since it's quite late, I guess, in the Europe, we will be preparing to end stream now. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for giving us probably the best viewership of the season so far, or one of the highest at least. And we'll see you all for the games tomorrow, where we have big boys, the main YouTube boys of this game, Soldier and Lionheart, both having their series tomorrow. So we'll be seeing that tomorrow. Congratulations, Loppy, and we'll see you all next week or tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for joining, man. And I hope to see even more viewers tomorrow. And yeah, thank you all. And this was a really treat to cast. So I hope to see you all soon. And have a great rest of your day. Peace.